चलें शुरू करें. Okay. Good evening everyone. Yesterday we dealt with basics of macroeconomics, national income and inflation related topics. Today we'll deal with money, money supply, monetary policy and banking. Fiscal policy जो day 2 का ही part है, we'll do it along with taxation tomorrow. Okay. For those students who are watching these lectures online, in the description we have both the link for the PDF and link for previous videos also, in case you're interested in watching previous videos. So let us start with it. As usual, we'll first start with PYQs. Around 30-40 PYQs from this money, money supply, etc. have been asked in UPSC in last 20 years. We'll look at those PYQs. Okay, so let us start with the question number 1. इसको थोड़ा सा ना करना पड़ेगा, बोर्ड पूरा नहीं दिख रहा. हाँ बस ठीक है, थैंक यू. Okay, let's go to question number 1. There are some doubts in previous things. अच्छा, let's do it towards the end. पहले let's do question number 1 here. Let's start with this. कौन बताएगा? You will start it. आइए. A. In the post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide had carried out interest rate hike. We had seen after pandemic, 2021-22 saw a lot of inflation. So to control inflation, most of the central banks around the world have tightened the monetary policy, increased the interest rate. It is because that they believe that through monetary policy they will be able to control inflation. So both 1 and 2 are correct and 2 is the correct explanation. Now some of you may argue कि sir the correct explanation should be like the statement is in the post pandemic recent past many central banks worldwide have carried out interest rate hikes. उसका correct explanation would be interest rate hike will reduce money supply and thus will be able to control inflation. Right? Absolutely correctly, if you would want to go, that is the correct explanation. But this is also okay. थोड़ा सा dicey है. Some people may have marked it B, some people may have marked it A. But I think UPSC के answer key में A has been given as the answer. Right? So question number 1, A is the answer. Let's go to question number 2. Let's go to question number 2. With reference to Indian banking, consider the following. What? 3, 2 and 3. Yeah, I think 2 and 3. Do we all agree with 2 and 3? 1 is wrong because if inflation is too high, when RBI sells government securities, so when if inflation is too high, Reserve Bank of India is likely to buy when RBI buys government securities, then it gives money. In return of that, it will increase money supply. So, जब inflation ज़्यादा रहेगा, we would not want to increase money supply. That's why 1 is wrong. Remaining 2 and 3 is correct. Any doubts here for 2 and 3? Third one, if interest rate in the USA or European Union were to fall, that is likely to induce RBI to buy dollars. ऐसे समझिए कि US में interest rate has fallen, so people will not be interested in creating FDs there. They would want to, because interest rate has fallen, so the money supply would increase. If money supply would increase, people from there may want to invest in India as FII. So more dollar will come to India. If more dollar comes to India, dollars lower price पे मिल रहा होगा, तो RBI will buy it. What does RBI do? When dollar prices are very high, that is rupees depreciating, RBI will sell dollars. When dollar supply is a lot, RBI will buy dollars. Right? That's why 3 is correct. So 2 and 3 are correct. Now, देखो, as we are doing these PYQs, you will realize one thing. It is the basic concepts. हम जैसे I do not focus a lot on economy current affairs. I have covered infrastructure, agriculture, सब डिटेल में कवर किया है, but in economy 80%, 90% of the question would be from the basics of the topic, the core economic concepts, and we should focus on those. And here also, while we have some factual questions too, but my primary focus is on the concepts. Okay, and economy is something जो ना आपको which can fetch you very good marks. If you understand basic concepts, you'll be able to solve most of the questions. That's not the case with, let's say, science and technology. That's not, वहाँ पे कुछ factual चीजें भी आ जाती हैं ज़्यादा. That's not the case with environment. That's sometimes not the case with geography. इस river की कौन सी tributary है, that becomes very factual sometimes. Where is this mountain located? Arrange them from north to south. But that is not the case with economy. Economy, you will see that you do not need to know anything other than the basic concepts to solve this question. So here answer would be C. 102 answer would be C. Let's go to 103. Let's go to 103, and please keep asking doubts. I'll try to go as fast as possible, but I would not want any of your doubts getting. Okay, 103. A. Abhinav says A. 1 and 2. Tight monetary policy in US Federal Reserve could lead to capital flight. Yes. वहाँ पे interest rate ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. जब वहाँ पे interest rate was reduced, money was coming to India, dollar was coming to India. If their interest rate goes up, people will keep the money in the FD form and flight of capital may take place. One is correct. Capital flight may increase the interest cost of firms with existing ECBs. Firms जिन्होंने लोन ले रखा है, external commercial borrowing is from outside the country, they have taken loan. If capital flight is happening, rupee will depreciate. अगर dollar बाहर जा रहा है, rupee will depreciate. In that scenario, they may have to pay more money for their, when they have to pay back in dollars, they'll be paying more money. Okay, so 2 is also correct. Devaluation of domestic currency decreases the currency risk? No, it increases the currency. है ना? Devalue तो currency और depreciate हो जाएगा, devalue हो गया है, it will increase the currency risk. That's why 3 is wrong. A should be the answer. Let's go to question number 104. Question number 104. A 103 का A. Let's go to question number 104. The money multiplier in the economy increases with which of the following? See, right? We have, if you have studied money multiplier, for those students in PMP or GS Foundation batch who have studied money multiplier with me, I had explained you कि कैसे 100 rupees impact in economy may be much larger because someone will borrow 100 rupees, will deposit 90 in bank, use 10. That 90 can again be given in the form of loan to someone else, then again deposit, again loan, again deposit. So if money is getting deposited in bank, it can be given in the form of loan to someone else. So किसी और को भी money मिल गया, he will deposit some of the money in bank. This deposited money can again be given to loan to someone else. In this way, money supply in the economy goes up, money supply in the economy increases. Okay, so if banking habit of people goes up, money supply increases. 105. Let's come to 105. बताइए. D? B or D? B. B for boy. B for boy. Providing liquidity to banks having a temporary crisis. Yes. This is the reason why RBI is called banker of or lender of last resort. When banks do not have any other mechanism to borrow money, where would they go? They would go to RBI. Okay, lending to government to finance budgetary deficit, it is because it is banker for government. It is not lender of last resort. It is the banker for government, right? So lending to trade, it doesn't lend to trade industry and all. So 2 would be the answer. 105 B would be the answer. Let's go to 106. Let's go to 106. 106 में let me see this time answer from online students. 106 के online students, please give answers here. आप ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट हो? नहीं ना, आप तो ऑफलाइन आ गए. लेट ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स आंसर इट दिस टाइम. So some students are saying answer to be C. C. You are saying D. How is second correct? कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में क्या प्रोविजन है आरबीआई से रिलेटेड? कहाँ पे आरबीआई मेंशन्ड है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया में? तो हाउ कैन इट बी देयर? वो आरबीआई एक्ट में है, सेक्शन 47 ऑफ आरबीआई एक्ट. अभी हम उसके बारे में वी विल बी सॉल्विंग some questions where center can give direction to RBI. We'll study about that. In Constitution of India, nothing like this is mentioned. So 2 is wrong, 1 and 3 are correct. Governor of RBI draws his power from RBI Act. Governor of our Reserve Bank of India is appointed by the Government of India. Both these things are true. So 1 and 3 are true. 2 is wrong. To Constitution of India mein RBI is not mentioned. Issues associated with is not mentioned. So answer should be C. Let's go to question number 107. Question number 107. हाँ, अभी बताइए आप बताइए. देखो, when you think of money supply, either M1 or M3, बहुत बेसिक लेवल पे M1 you can write as currency with public plus demand deposit. There are some other deposits also, but in very simple terms you can write M1 like this, and you can write M3 broad money as currency with public plus demand deposit plus time deposit. Right? I'm not getting into complications. In very simple terms, this is how you can write. Now, question is, if you withdraw rupees 1 lakh in cash from your demand deposit account at your bank, the immediate effect on aggregate money supply would be what? अब demand deposit से आपने you have withdrawn 1 lakh rupees. So demand deposit component has reduced, but currency with public would increase. So as such, there is no impact on the aggregate money supply. Same would have been the case with broad money also. You're withdrawing some money from demand deposit, but then currency with public would increase. So immediately there would not be any impact. Immediately there would not be any impact. Are we understanding this? So question number 7 ka D. We'll be solving some more questions on money supply. Don't worry. But I'm hoping ki when we have in advance provided you the schedule, many of you would be studying it. Many of you would be going through your basics before coming to the class and before solving these questions. Let's go to question number 108. If the RBI decides to adopt an expansionist monetary policy, which of the following would it do? अपन ने ये रेट्स के बारे में पढ़ा था. सारे रेट्स जब कम होते हैं, बीट bank rate, be it repo rate, be it reverse repo rate, be it MSF, all these rates are, if they are going CRR, SLR, if they are going down, it is expansionist monetary policy. If these rates are going up, it is tightening of monetary policy, right? So cut and optimize statutory, cut expansionist, increase the marginal, no, it will be contractionary. पूछा क्या है, expansionist monetary policy है, तो क्या it will not do, है ना, तो it will not increase the marginal standing facility, right? This is something that it will not do, बाकी तो it should be doing. So what should be the answer? B, 2 only, easy, simple. Okay, B, 2 only. 108 का आंसर would be B, 2 only. अंकित A B लिख रहे हैं आंसर, क्या हो गया अंकित? 109. Which one of the following links are which of the following links all the ATMs in India? NPCI does link all the ATMs in India. इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा लिख लीजिए, write down a few things about it. The largest network of shared ATMs. ATMs are automated teller machines. The largest network of shared ATMs in India is called National Financial Switch. It's called National Financial Switch, NFS. It's called National Financial Switch, NFS. Okay, full stop. The Institute for Development and Research in Banking. The Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology. The Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology. The Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology, IDRBT. IDRBT created it in 2004. Created it in 2004. It मतलब National Financial Switch को इसने create किया था in 2004. So the Institute for Development and Research in Banking Technology created it in 2004 with the intention of connecting all the nation's ATMs. With the intention of connecting all the nation's ATMs. Fine. तो यहाँ पे तो NPCI आया नहीं, है ना? So write down. In 2009, NPCI acquired control over IDRBT. In 2009, NPCI acquired control over IDRBT. So, अब through National Financial Switch, NPCI controls these ATMs. Fine. थोड़ा सा और हम will be solving more questions on NPCI. Please do not worry. अभी बस it was about ATMs, so we had to briefly understand how the system functions. Let's go to question number 110. 110 is a question that came from current affairs. उस साल जो न्यूज़ में चल रहा था, it came from there, but still we'll try to solve it. A, yes. तो यहाँ पे RBI had issued a directive to payment system providers and has said कि जो भी payment related data है ना, you do not store it outside India. It should be stored within the country. This was one of the dictats given by RBI in 2019 to payment system providers. They shall ensure that entire data relating to payment system operated by them are stored in a system only in India. Okay, this wasn't said. They shall ensure that the systems are owned and operated by public sector enterprise, because we do not have public sector enterprise जो बहुत ज़्यादा cloud computing इन सब पे काम कर रहा हो, तो this kind of thing would not be possible, would not be feasible. So this is wrong. And third, they shall submit the consolidated system audit report to CAG. अब CAG ना government bodies का audit करता है. Private companies who are providing payment system, why would they be submitting any report to CAG? Payment system है तो उसका report gets submitted to RBI and not to CAG. Therefore 2 and 3 are wrong and correct answer would be A. So 110 का answer is A. Let's go to 111. Which of the following is not included in the assets of a commercial bank? हमने asset liability समझा है बैंक्स का, कैपिटल टू रिस्क वेटेड एसेट रेशियो उसमें हमने पहले समझा था व्हाट इज एसेट, नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट है ना. एसेट इज समथिंग विच बैंक इन्वेस्ट्स, बैंक जो लोन दे रहा है, बिकॉज व्हेन बैंक इन्वेस्ट इट अर्न सम प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम इट, बैंक जो लोन दे रहा है इट अर्न सम इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम इट, whereas liability is the deposits that the bank has taken. So if I go and deposit 1 lakh rupees in SBI, SBI का liability has increased because SBI will have to pay that money back to me when I need it, है ना. So deposits are what? Deposits are liabilities and are not assets. So which of the following is not included in assets? Deposits. बाकी advances, advances are basically loans, investments, money at call and short notice. All these things are loans, or all these things are assets, not liabilities. Deposits are liability. We have covered it in a lot of details earlier in classes, so यहाँ पे will not spend a lot of time on it. If I have borrowed loan, so for me it's my liability. Yes, for this bank who has taken loan. देखो, it's in a way it is like deposit only, no? When you go and deposit money in a bank, when you go and, तो आपने बैंक को एक तरह से लोन दिया है ना, इस पे बैंक आपको इंटरेस्ट दे रहा है. If this is liability, when I'm taking the same thing from some other bank, it will be liability only. Investments, अरे money at call, it is like the money that it has given to someone. Okay, and देखो, you may argue कि sir why it should mean the other thing also, but when you have A B C D option और एक जगह deposit दिया हुआ है, why would you do that? Okay, let's come to 112. Let's come to question number 112. अच्छा, ये this is also something from that year's current affairs. Inter-creditor agreement was something to deal with NPAs, है ना. क्या होता है when there is a business which has taken loan from multiple creditors, तो वहाँ पे inter-creditor agreement comes into. Okay, so to lesser the government of India's to support interest, to act as independent in case of application of loan, limit faster resolution of stressed asset. हाँ, D वाला stressed asset का faster resolution के लिए inter-creditor agreement thing was brought. There are S4A and other such initiatives. It's not going to be asked again. It was from that year's current affairs, and that's why we don't have to worry about अभी क्या पूछा जाएगा. जो अभी हमने current affairs में पढ़ी है ना चीजें, उसके बारे में डिटेल में जाके पूछा जाएगा अगर पूछा जाएगा. Most of the questions would be still from basics. Okay. Question number 113. The chairman of public sector bank since 2016, Bank Board Bureau has been doing it. Okay. A 113 का A, 114. Which of the following is not included? Sorry, हाँ उसका नाम अब बदल गया है, वो एक अलग हो गया. ठीक है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. इसका आंसर तो यही है ना, अपने पढ़ा है ना, वो अपने जो चेंज हुआ पढ़ा है. 114. Which of the following is not included in the assets of commercial bank in India? सेम हो गया क्या? Oh, ignore. Let's come to 115. With reference to government public sector banking. Let's do this. बताएंगे. B for boy, dog or boy. C, both 1 and 2. Capital infusion in the public sector bank by government of India has steadily increased in the last decade. No, देखो steady increase का मतलब क्या होता है पता है? Every year there is more capital infusion. ऐसा नहीं है ना. When bank were in lot of stress, government may have invested a lot of rupees. Next year, only a smaller amount could have gone. Next year again more amount could have gone. Consistent increase, this kind of thing is generally wrong. GDP growth rate has consistently gone up, not necessarily, right? बात समझ में आई? तो यहाँ पे इट्स capital infusion, like every year how much more is government investing in bank, that has not kept on increasing every year. Okay, one is wrong, two is correct. टू इज करेक्ट. हमने एसबीआई के साथ एसबीआई के एसोसिएट बैंक्स का मर्जर देखा है. टू इज करेक्ट. आंसर वुड बी बी. आंसर वुड बी बी. बी फॉर बॉय. 115 का आंसर वुड बी बी. बी फॉर बॉय. 116. 116. Which one of the following best describe the term merchant discount rate, sometimes seen in news? Sometimes seen in news. अच्छा, now let me see more answers from online students. 116 का online वाले बच्चे आंसर करेंगे. Please do that. How many of you are there? 60 लोग हैं, कम से कम 20-30 लोग तो आंसर करिए. 116. I think C should be the answer. मर्चेंट डिस्काउंट, देखो इसके नाम से लगता है मर्चेंट को डिस्काउंट में, बट व्हेन यू यूज क्रेडिट कार्ड और डेबिट कार्ड, द शॉपकीपर चार्जेस यू 2% एक्स्ट्रा. नो, द शॉपकीपर चार्जेस यू दैट एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट बिकॉज बैंक्स चार्ज शॉपकीपर दैट अमाउंट विच इज कॉल्ड मर्चेंट डिस्काउंट. डू यू गेट दिस? ये एसी ऑन नहीं किया, आपको परेशान क्या बात कर रहे हो? कोई बात. डिड वी अंडरस्टैंड? यहाँ पे तो आंसर वुड बी सी. 116 आंसर वुड बी सी. लेट्स गो टू 117. लेट्स गो टू 117. Which of the following statement correctly describe the meaning of legal tender of money? Legal tender. See, today we'll solve some more questions where we'll understand what is legal tender, what is fiduciary money, what is, oh ये सारे terms हम with the help of other questions we'll see, so that if a question like this is asked in different form, we should be in a position to answer that. So here answer would be B. 117 का B. 118. 118. Capital adequacy ratio. A, capital adequacy ratio basically होता है कि whether you have enough capital, है ना. तो if you have capital to risk weighted asset ratio में हम क्या करते हैं, आपका risk weighted asset कितना है, उसका एक particular percentage should be your minimum capital. If you don't have that much capital, it means in case some people are not able to give money back, you will be in trouble because you do not have enough of the core capital. So one is correct. CAR is decided by each individual bank. No, CAR is decided by central bank. Central bank mandates every bank has to ensure this much capital adequacy ratio. Okay, central bank. So in every country, central bank would be deciding that. So 2 is wrong. Answer would be A, 1 only. Let's go to 119. Let's go to 119. Monetary Policy Committee. Vijay is asking, sir, out of their own funds को थोड़ा explain करिए. don't bank maintain out of deposits? No. Capital is not something that comes in the form of deposit. If I'm starting a bank, the initial money that I go with, let's say 10 crore rupees, is the capital. Now, when I have started the bank, there would be more deposits coming. That's not my capital. From those deposits, I'll be giving loan. That's not part. Capital is the core asset that you are bringing. Because suppose someone who has taken loan is not able to pay back money. आप किसी depositor का money उसे नहीं दे दोगे ना? You will not compensate. You have to have your own capital to compensate for that. Okay. कहाँ ये बच्चा? किसने पूछा था ये? विजय. Please go through the class on capital adequacy ratio जहाँ पे हमने Basel norms वगैरह पढ़ा है ना डिटेल में. You will understand it properly there. Okay. तो हाँ, let's come to this question. This was question number 19, 119. What is the answer? A. Sure. Anyone else has any other answer? B. कुछ लोग D. B for Bombay. A तो correct है. 2 and 3 are wrong. 6-member body है ना? It's a 12-member body including the owner of a. हाँ, it's 6-member body. It's 6-member body. It functions under chairmanship of union. No, it functions as the chairperson of RBI governor. So 1 is correct. 2 and 3 are wrong. Okay, so A would be the answer. Let's go to question number 120. देखो NPCI पे ये NPCI पे सवाल आए हुए हैं, तो we'll solve some more questions on NPCI also. Okay, अभी हमने वो ATM वाला सवाल देखा था. It was on NPCI now. $120. Give me the answer. See, both are correct. Yes, both are correct. NPCI helps in promoting financial inclusion. Yes, देखो जब UPI लेके आ रहा है कोई, उससे क्या फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन हो रहा है? यस, तो NPCI डज हेल्प इन प्रमोट. NPCI इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग, इट इज NPCI व्हिच कंट्रोल्स ATM. अब ATM से फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन हो रहा है. यस, पीपल कैन इजीली गो एंड विथड्रॉ मनी एंड दस गेट बैंकिंग सर्विसेज, deposit money and thus get banking services. NPCI has launched RuPay, a card payment scheme. RuPay has been launched by NPCI. Factual चीज है. Yes, that is true. So both 1 and 2. 120 का C. Let's go to 121. Let's go to 121. बताइए यूपीए. हाँ, डी, ए. अच्छा, हाउ मेनी ऑफ आर सेइंग डी? सेइंग डी. देखो, डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर ऑफ सब्सिडीज बिकम्स इफेक्टिव व्हेन यू हैव बैंक अकाउंट. उसका यूपीआई से क्या लेना है? इफ यू हैव बैंक अकाउंट, दैट्स नॉट डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर ना. डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर के लिए यू हैव अ बैंक अकाउंट. प्रधानमंत्री जनधन योजना played an important role in making direct benefit transfer successful by ensuring that everyone has a bank account. Now, mobile wallet will not be necessary for online payment. This was the core benefit. Before UPI came, you had to keep money in your Paytm wallet and then use it. But after UPI came, money can directly remain in your bank account and UPI say you can make online payment like that. So that is the advantage that UPI had brought. Are we convinced? जो लोग D बोल रहे थे? Okay. A would be the answer here. 121, A would be the answer. 122. 122. Have we studied this topic in class? Issue of stickiness in the lending rate. वहाँ पे we have understood over the years prime lending rate, benchmark prime lending rate, MCLR, and now which external benchmark base lending rate, right? We have studied all these things in class. Okay, give me an answer here. See, these guidelines help improve transparency in the methodology of follow. When you have to follow the MCLR mechanism, RBI will ask you ki, what is the exact method that you have used, and you cannot just keep on giving different interest rate to different people. It has to be on the basis of MCLR. These guidelines help ensure availability of bank credit and interest rate which are fair to borrowers. Yes, in the absence of MCLR, what happens? Banks tend to charge any interest rate which is not fair to borrower, and even if RBI reduces repo rate, reverse repo rate and all those things, this doesn't get transmitted to borrowers, but with MCLR kind of mechanism it would be possible. That's why both 1 and 2 are correct. Answer would be C. 122 C. 123. Let's go to 123. 123 again, online students, I want you to answer this. Give me, मतलब 15-20 बच्चे आंसर करिए कम से कम इसे 123 को. If RBI reduces SLR by 50 basis points, okay. See, scheduled commercial banks may reduce their lending rate, right? May reduce their lending rate. अब देखो मैं कट क्यों बोला है, क्योंकि ट्रांसमिशन इज नॉट फुल प्रूफ. ऐसा नहीं है कि आरबीआई अपना इंटरेस्ट रेट कम करेगा या आरबीआई मनी सप्लाई इंक्रीज कर देगा एंड इंटरेस्ट रेट वुड गो डाउन. दैट डजंट हैपन. तो आंसर वुड बी सी. 123 आंसर वुड बी सी. लेट्स गो टू 124. लेट्स गो टू 124. मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी का क्या पार्ट है? 1 and 2, राइट? बैंक रेट इज पार्ट ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी. ओपन मार्केट ऑपरेशन आरबीआई करता है टू कंट्रोल मनी सप्लाई इन द इकोनॉमी. तो बोथ आर पार्ट ऑफ मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी. वेयर इज गवर्नमेंट का डेट या फिर गवर्नमेंट का रेवेन्यू, दैट्स पार्ट ऑफ फिस्कल पॉलिसी. गवर्नमेंट डेट, ऑल दोज थिंग्स वुड बी पार्ट ऑफ फिस्कल पॉलिसी, नॉट मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी. तो 1 and 2 आंसर अगेन वुड बी सी. 124 आंसर वुड बी सी. लेट्स गो टू 125. प्रधानमंत्री जनधन योजना. सी अगेन फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन. ओके, 125 का सी. लेट्स गो टू 126. 126. If the interest rate is decreased in economy, सबके CCC ही आंसर हो रहे हैं. डिक्रीज द कंजम्पशन, नो. इंक्रीज द टैक्स, नो. इंक्रीज द इन्वेस्टमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर, यस. इफ इंटरेस्ट रेट इज डिक्रीज्ड, तो पीपल रादर देन कीपिंग मनी इन बैंक देयर, दे मे actually go to other sources for investment for better return. तो 126 का C. Money supply would increase. If interest rate is reduced, money supply would increase. Money supply increases, we tend to take more loan, we invest. So C would be the answer. 127. 127. टर्म मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी रेट, नेट डिमांड एंड टाइम. हाँ, तो इजी है. बैंकिंग ऑपरेशन है ना. क्या दिन थे, तो ऐसे भी क्वेश्चन आया करते. MSF एंड नेट डिमांड एंड टाइम लाइबिलिटी. डू वी अंडरस्टैंड दीज टर्म्स प्रॉपरली? डू वी हैव कंप्लीट क्लैरिटी हियर? ए इज द आंसर ना. अब सब लोग हाँ 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 बोल रहे हो. अब प्री में सेलेक्ट नहीं हुए ना, तो यही मुर्गा बना देना है सबको. यू आर नॉट आस्किंग एनी डाउट. आई एम अज्यूमिंग दैट यू ऑल नो all these terms properly and you are all comfortably able to solve these questions. Okay, और इतना कर पा रहे हो. we will be discussing 3000 questions. In fact वो 3000 नहीं 3500 होगा. अभी earlier we had plans that history के will be discussing 500 questions, but then recently Nikhil sir was preparing ancient medieval culture के questions and he said, sir 500 में ancient medieval culture भी modern भी. For ancient medieval culture we need more questions. And for modern also we need more questions. तो जो हम कमिट कर रहे हैं उससे भी ज्यादा क्वेश्चन, तो सारे अगर इफ यू आर सॉल्विंग ऑल दोज क्वेश्चंस एंड यू अंडरस्टैंड ईच ऑफ दोज कॉन्सेप्ट्स, योर प्रिपरेशन वुड बी वेरी गुड, वुड रियली बी वेरी गुड। तो क्या करना है, घर से पहले ये टॉपिक पढ़ के आने, पता है, डू नॉट लुक एट दीज क्वेश्चंस इन एडवांस, जस्ट स्टडी योर टॉपिक्स, स्टडी योर नोट्स बिफोर यू कम फॉर द क्लास एंड देन सॉल्व एमसीक्यू। ओके, तो व्हाट इज द आंसर? 127 का आंसर इज ए। लेट्स गो टू 128। 120 कि बिजनेस करेस्पॉन्डेंट या बैंक साथी का सिस्टम किसके साथ शुरू हुआ है? जनधन। जनधन ऑल्सो हैव दिस बिजनेस करेस्पॉन्डेंट वाला सिस्टम। So it enables beneficiaries to draw their subsidies and social security benefit in their village. With the help of banking correspondent, you will be able to, you will not need to go to a bank branch, you will be able to get your benefits. It enables beneficiary in the rural area to make deposit and withdrawal. With the help of banking correspondent, you can deposit the money with the banking correspondent. So both 1 and 2 answer should be C, right? 128 answer should be C. Why so many people are saying B? अच्छा, एक ही आदमी 4 बार B लिख रहा है। मोइन सईद, why are you saying B? C होना चाहिए ना? It should be C, right? मोइन it's C. मोइन ने 5 बार B लिख दिया है ना? मोइन लगता है पॉलिटिक्स से ज्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस हो गया है, बार बार एक ही चीज झूठ बोलते रहो से फिर लोग सच मानने लगते हैं। नहीं मोइन, आंसर शुड बी C. और इफ यू हैव सम रीजन टू से B, प्लीज लेट मी नो। ओके, 129। देखो, यू मे बी वंडरिंग कि सर वाई आर वी डूइंग पीवाईक्यूज? पीवाईक्यूज तो हम खुद से कर सकते हैं, बट आई पर्सनली फील सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट आपकी प्रिपरेशन के लिए ना पीवाईक्यूज। तो इवन इफ यू हैव डन इट अपने आप से, आई वांट टू, बिकॉज मेनी ऑफ यू मे नॉट हैव डन इट, आई वांट टू इंश्योर दैट ऑल माय स्टूडेंट्स आर going through PYQs, are solving all these PYQs, and that is why I emphasize on PYQs first before we go to more questions. Question number 129. Yes, the following. A correct sequence of these assets in decreasing order of liquidity. Decreasing order of liquidity. हाँ, तो सबसे ज्यादा लिक्विड कौन सा होगा? करेंसी। 4 शुड बी कमिंग फर्स्ट, देन सबसे कम होना चाहिए टाइम डिपॉजिट, 2 वुड द लास्ट वन, तो डी शुड बी द आंसर। बट अमंग सेविंग डिपॉजिट एंड डिमांड डिपॉजिट, तो 1 and 3 में ज्यादा लिक्विड कौन सा है? डिमांड। वाई इज डिमांड डिपॉजिट मोर लिक्विड? बिकॉज इट अलाउज यू टू, देखो सेविंग डिपॉजिट क्या होता है? सेविंग, व्हेन यू हैव सेविंग अकाउंट, आपको वहां पे थोड़ा इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा होता है, बट जो डिमांड अकाउंट होता है, करंट अकाउंट होता है, उस पर इंटरेस्ट भी नहीं मिलता। इट मीन्स इट इज फॉर करंट पर्पस, तो वहां से विड्रॉल इज मच मोर इजियर, इट इज वे मोर लिक्विड व्हेन कंपेयर टू सेविंग। आप फिक्स डिपॉजिट करा लोगे, दैट इज टाइम डिपॉजिट, देयर इंटरेस्ट रेट इज मच हायर। ओके, तो इन टर्म्स ऑफ लिक्विडिटी इट इज करेंसी, इट इज current account or demand deposit, it is saving deposit, saving account, and then it is time deposit or fixed deposit. ये order होता है। Got it? Do we all understand this? Okay. Let's come to question number 130. Let's come to question number 130. In the context of Indian economy, open market operations. Do we know open market operations? RBI buying and selling government shares in open market, not in the primary, secondary market. FRBM Act ने बैन कर दिया है RBI प्राइमरी मार्केट से गवर्नमेंट के शेयर्स नहीं खरीद सकते, ओनली इन सेकेंडरी मार्केट। हैव वी स्टडीड दिस? ओके, तो 130 व्हाट विल बी द आंसर? सी, परचेज एंड सेल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज बाय RBI. नाउ काशिद रियाज इज आस्किंग, सर प्लीज एक्सप्लेन NDTL. NDTL कुछ नहीं बेटा, नेट डिमांड एंड टाइम लायबिलिटी। अब लाइबिलिटी क्या होता है बैंक का? डिपॉजिट्स, डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स एंड टाइम डिपॉजिट्स विद द बैंक, डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स एंड टाइम डिपॉजिट विद द बैंक. Got it? It's as simple as that. Open market operations. देखो, RBI invests in government securities. RBI will not invest in commercial paper or other such things. नहीं, डॉलर उसको उसमें नहीं इंक्लूड कर. ओके, लेट्स कम टू 131. प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग बाय बैंक्स इन इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूट. हमने क्या PSL पढ़ा है क्लास में? आई थिंक वी हैव स्टडीड इट इन करंट अफेयर्स क्लास आल्सो, राइट? Priority sector lending by bank in India constitute the lending to agriculture, MSME, weaker section, all of them, right? D should be the answer. Okay. 132. An increase in bank rate generally indicates tight monetary policy. Increase is tightening of monetary policy, decrease is loosening of monetary policy, expansionist monetary policy. So D, 132 D. 133. Reserve Bank of India regulates commercial bank in which of the following matters? Liquidity, branch expansion, merger, winding, all, है ना? In all these cases, RBI, देखो, we do not study each and every aspect of how RBI is regulating banks, but through this question, आप समझ जाइए RBI regulates it in a very exhaustive manner. If it has to open a new branch, if it has to what will be the liquidity of their assets, so how much SLR would be there, how much CRR would be there, if banks have to be merged or if bank has to be wounded up, in all these things RBI will have a say. So D would be the answer. Let's go to 134. 134. The following. So 4 should not be there. Sale of government securities leads to RBI getting the money, so it reduces the money supply, right? Purchase should be there. Borrowing of if government is borrowing from central bank, this is deficit financing. This is most inflationary in nature because it increases money supply, right? So it should also be there. So 1 and 3 seems to be appropriate for us. 1 and 3 seems to be appropriate for us. But now, abhi we had seen one question, do you remember? अगर लोग अपनी बैंकिंग हैबिट्स इंप्रूव करेंगे, will it lead to increase of money supply? So if deposit of currency in commercial bank by public, it should also lead to so if the option was 1, 2 and 3, we should have gone for that. If the option was 1, 2 and 3, we should have gone for that. But यहाँ पे option जो most suitable option है 1 and 3 है. But sir, should not 2 be there? हाँ वही बता रहा हूँ ना तरुण. Tarun is giving the same thing. So for here we'll mark it C, but if there was an option of 1, 2 and 3, we would have gone for that. Do we all understand the reason for it? Second वाला, अभी हमने पढ़ा था ना कि अगर banking habits लोगों की improve हो रही हैं, so it will lead to increase money supply. Now suppose you deposit 1 lakh rupees in bank. अभी तक that 1 lakh rupees was there in your home, but when you deposit it in bank, currency with public as such abhi change nahi hua, but now that 1 lakh rupees can be given in the form of loan to someone who will deposit some money in the form of demand deposit, and some money he'll be using it. This demand deposit can again be given in the form of loan and so on. So multiply hota rahega, money supply would increase. Basic concept समझो. एक बार दोबारा से ये वाली क्लास देखना मनी सप्लाई वाली, आपको समझ में आएगा। ओके हाँ, तो सी बट व्हाट विल बी द आंसर, ट्रू आंसर शुड बी 1 2 एंड 3। ओके देखो तो इसीलिए होता है ना कि जरूरी नहीं है कि यूपीएससी जो आंसर की दे रहा है वो सही होगा या जो क्वेश्चंस कर रहा है। 135 135 135 टेल मी। डी देखो आपका बैंक आपके लिए क्या करता है, योर बैंक you can deposit money in your bank, RBI lends fund to, so your bank will give you loan when you need it and your bank will also advise you which is a better option of investment and all those things. To RBI, to banks, all these thing is done by RBI and therefore RBI is known as bankers bank. So all these three things would be done by RBI, answer would be D, 135 ka answer would be D. Okay, any doubts here? No doubts? Okay. Lowering of bank rate by RBI leads to more liquidity in the market, है ना? We should have got selected in 2011. Life would have been simpler. 10-12 साल पहले पैदा हो जाते आप लोग सर, मैं भी 10-12 साल पहले पैदा होता, पढ़ाना would also have been very simple, right? 137. एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर को जो लोन्स जा रहा है का मैक्सिमम लोन कहां से जा रहा है? कमर्शियल बैंक, कमर्शियल बैंक, हाँ श्योर, 100% श्योर. More than 50% of the loans which are going to banking sector is going from commercial bank. Now you may say कि sir how is it possible? RRBs are focused on rural areas, but RRBs कितना लोन दे पाते हैं? Think of SBI. All the RRBs combined together may not have as much asset of as SBI. SBI has to give 40% of its loan as priority sector lending. Of that 18% has to go to agriculture sector. बताओ क्या SBI का लोन बहुत ज़्यादा हो सकता है? फिर सोचो HDFC, ICICI Bank, all these commercial banks have to give 18% of their loan for agriculture purpose. So when you look at the loan which has gone to agriculture purpose, most of it has gone from commercial bank. अगर ये पूछा होता कि bank, the loan that bank is giving, उसका highest percentage in which of the following has gone to agriculture, we would have said कि हाँ regional rural bank perhaps. अरे वो प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग का टारगेट है उसका, बट देखो ऐसे समझते हैं, सपोज हम सब लोग आरआरबीज हैं और आप हो कमर्शियल बैंक अकेले, राइट? हम सबके पास मिला के 1-1 लाख रुपए देने को, यू हैव 100 crore rupees to give. So even if we give 75,000 each to agriculture sector and you give only 20%, 18% to agriculture sector, who will give more money to agriculture sector? Because you have so much, you have so much loan giving capability. Okay, so answer is commercial bank, and this is true even today. ये 2011 का क्वेश्चन है, but it is true even today. तो अगर एग्जाम में आ जाता है बेइज्जती मत कराना, करेक्ट करके आना. That's why we are doing PYQs. That's why. Okay. 138. Question number 138. First of all, do we understand what teaser loans are? नहीं? चलिए पहले let's understand what teaser loans are. teaser loans are those loans which will, like suppose, what's your name? नहीं, नाम क्या है आपका? राघवेंद्र मिश्रा. Raghvendra is not right now looking for loan as such, but then bank comes, loan at only 5%. Raghvendra would be like, interest rate is very low, I should take it. The bank is teasing Raghvendra. For first 3 years, loan interest rate is only 5%. Raghvendra was not even planning to take loan, will take loan and buy a house. He wanted a home for himself, but his finances did not. If his finances allowed him to take loan, then he would not have needed this teasing. He would have anyways taken the loan. So someone who was not willing to take loan right now, unko by showing lower interest rate in first few years and saying कि यार 2 साल बाद तो आपकी इनकम बढ़ी जाएगी ना, at that time interest rate would be higher. How does it matter? Are we getting it? है ना? अच्छा, I think नहीं, not to you people. I was speaking about. I think Sunday को मैंने क्लास ली थी कैपिटल मार्केट में. There I spoke about this. कि 4-5 days back, one of the biggest institutions in the country had published their result, newspaper पे, front page पे. When I looked at those results, I found interview guidance program. I used to think कि at least that institution will have more number of selections than level up IAS. But when I remove all those people of interview guidance program, of free test program, I find that in spite of being a very small institution, we are a very small institution. From our classroom programs, we have more number of selection from the biggest institution when compared to the biggest institution. I was not expecting that. Today, another institution have published their result on the front page. हिंदू में या इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में है, आप देखना. उनका भी क्या है? उनका एक ऑल इंडिया ओपन टेस्ट सीरीज चलता है, उसका नाम लिखा हुआ है, इंटरव्यू गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम का नाम लिखा हुआ है. So when I looked at that result, कि क्लासरूम से कितने बच्चे सिलेक्ट हुए हैं, in spite of that institution teaching 20 times more student than we, 20 times क्या, 100 times more student than what we are teaching, we have more number of genuine selections from students who have studied with us, not just एक देखो, we never published results of students who just participated in समीक्षा. You will never see कि कोई समीक्षा में आया है इसलिए हमने उसका रिजल्ट पब्लिश किया है. We will never publish a result just because someone has come here for interviews. We never do that. आप देखना हमारे किसी भी रिजल्ट पे नीचे ये नहीं लिखा रहेगा इंटरव्यू गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम और समीक्षा. We only publish results of students जो हमारे साथ क्लासरूम में इन्वॉल्व हुए. And I can very proudly say that we have more number of selections than most of these big institutions. Now what they have started doing is they have made their mains program free for people who have appeared in interview in the past and all. तब वो बच्चे उनका मेंस का प्रोग्राम लेंगे भी नहीं, तब भी बोलेंगे देखो हमने इन्होंने इन प्रोग्राम ले रखा था क्योंकि वो फ्री है. जैसे वन ऑफ द टॉपर्स वंस सेड, वो शुभम कुमार ने एक बार क्या बोला था कि मैंने एक पर्टिकुलर कंपनी का कोई कोर्स एक वीडियो भी नहीं देखा, बट जब मेरा सिलेक्शन हो गया था, जब मैं IRS या कुछ था पहले, उन्होंने फ्री में सब कुछ दे दिया था मुझे. तो अब वो क्लेम कर रहे हैं कि मैं उनका स्टूडेंट रहा हूं, जबकि मैंने उनका एक भी वीडियो नहीं देखा है. These days this is also going on. तो अगेन वी कैन नॉट लाइक हम आपने कभी हमारा हिंदू के फ्रंट पेज पे वैसे बड़ा सा ऐड नहीं देखा. वी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड दैट कॉस्ट वेरी मच. उसका 70-80 लाख रुपीस कॉस्ट होता है. आप ऑल इंडिया लेवल पे जो ऐड करते हो ना, उसका कॉस्ट इतना होता है. बट आई प्रॉमिस यू दिस, आई अश्योर यू दिस, वी विल गिव मोर सेलेक्शंस देन देम एंड विल बी मोर ऑनेस्ट. तो आई कीप ऑन आस्किंग यू पीपल कि अगर आपको हमारा पढ़ाना अच्छा लगा है तो डू रिकमेंड अस टू योर जूनियर्स, do recommend us to the new people who are coming, because we'll not be able to get fake toppers and we'll not be able to get those things कि जबरदस्ती सबको बुला के रैंक 1 को बुला के ये करके वो करके सेमिनार कराएं. ये सब हम नहीं कर पाएंगे. हम अच्छा पढ़ाएंगे, सबसे अच्छा पढ़ाएंगे, सबसे ज्यादा मेहनत करेंगे और ऑनेस्ट रहेंगे. झूठ नहीं बोल रहे होंगे कि कोई आधे घंटे के लिए हमारे पास आया है इंटरव्यू की तैयारी करने और फ्रंट पेज पे बहुत सारा पैसा लगा के उसका नाम छाप रखा है. हमने कोई कोर्स उसे फ्री में दे दिया, ले लो. एंड देन वी से कि देखो ये यहां से सिलेक्ट हो रहा है. या कोई समीक्षा में हमारा क्या रोल है? जो आप फ्री में ओपन टेस्ट देने आ रहे हो या कुछ 100 रुपए दे के ओपन टेस्ट देने आते, मान लो इट वॉज पेड ऑल्सो एंड यू आर गिविंग 100 रुपीज फॉर एवरी टेस्ट, यू कुड हैव गिवन दैट, उसका प्रिंटिंग कॉस्ट हो जाता है। वी वुड हैव सेड देखो हमारे पेड कोर्स में था, भाई बताओ ना क्या था वो कोर्स, वो बस एक ओपन टेस्ट था, राइट? जो नए बच्चे आते हैं ना उन्हें समझ में नहीं आता, उन्हें लगता है देखो इस इंस्टीट्यूशन से इतने सारे सिलेक्शन। आप लोग हैं जो एक साल पढ़ने के बाद मैच्योर होके आपको समझ में आता है कि यार ये तो सब धांधली थी, हमने जाके बिना वजह 2 लाख रुपए, 2.5 लाख रुपए, 3 लाख रुपए इधर उधर फीस पे किया है। आर फीस ऑल्सो ऑन द लोअर साइड। आई थिंक राइट नाउ जीएस फाउंडेशन, प्रीलिम्स टेस्ट सीरीज, मेंस टेस्ट सीरीज, एसए प्रोग्राम, सीसैट प्रोग्राम, एवरीथिंग दैट यू नीड फॉर योर प्रिपरेशन, सब कुछ मिला के आप लेवल अप में एडमिशन ले रहे हो तो फी आई थिंक 70,000 या 80,000 अभी से आपके फाइनल सिलेक्शन तक, अदर देन योर ऑप्शनल प्रिपरेशन। आपको किसी और चीज के लिए इफ समवन जॉइंस जीएस फाउंडेशन प्रोग्राम एट लेवल अप आईएएस, हम कभी उससे किसी भी प्रोग्राम के लिए कुछ नहीं बोलने वाले हैं। एवरीथिंग इज इंक्लूडेड इन जीएस फाउंडेशन अदर देन द ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट्स। ऑप्शनल सब्जेक्ट्स अलग हैं, तो आर जीएस फाउंडेशन प्रोग्राम इंक्लूड्स द जीएस क्लासेस, includes the current affairs classes, includes weekly test, includes mentorship, includes prelims test series, includes mains test series, includes interview program, anything that you need for your preparation is included. We would have included optional also, but we do not have all the optionals. कोई बच्चा आके बोले कि सर मुझे आपका ये वाला प्रोग्राम लेना है जिसमें ऑप्शनल भी इंक्लूडेड हो, और बोले ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल, वी डू नॉट हैव ज्योग्राफी ऑप्शनल, दैट्स व्हाई वी कैन नॉट डू दैट, दैट्स व्हाई ऑप्शनल प्रोग्राम्स वी हैव केप्ट सेपरेट। बट ये है तो डू हेल्प अस रीच मोर स्टूडेंट्स। आई कैन लाइक आप किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूशन का वो बड़े बड़े रिजल्ट्स आ रहे हैं ना, आप लेके आओ और आप हमारा रिजल्ट लेके बैठो। मैं आपको बता दूंगा ये बच्चे कौन से प्रोग्राम में थे, और मैं आपको दिखा दूंगा कि कैसे बड़े बड़े रिजल्ट्स पब्लिश करके हमें बेवकूफ बनाया जा रहा है। क्योंकि नए वाले बच्चों को, जो कॉलेज में बच्चा वो रिजल्ट देख रहा है, उन्हें पता नहीं चलता है। तो वी विल गिव यू जेन्युइन हार्ड वर्क, सिंसियर एफर्ट्स एंड इंश्योर की प्रिपरेशन बहुत अच्छी होगी आपकी, आपके जूनियर्स की, सबकी बहुत अच्छी प्रिपरेशन होगी। विल ट्राई टू डू दैट। ओके, चलिए लेट्स कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 138। 138 Why is the offering? टीजर लोन की हम क्या बात कर रहे थे कि someone who's not willing to take loan, someone who's not inclined to take loan, उसे lower interest rate दिखा के attract कर लेना। Okay, तो the teaser loan are considered to be an aspect of subprime lending and banks may be exposed to risk of default in future. अब what is subprime lending? देखो prime lending is suppose you have a customer who has very good credit rating, उसको जो आप जिस interest rate पे लोन दोगे ना, that is prime lending. If you are giving loan at interest rate lower than that, that is subprime. मतलब that's not a good thing. Banks may be at highest credit rating customers are getting loan at this interest rate, and then to someone you are giving loans at lower interest rate. That's not something nice to do. But this is what is happening here. Teaser loans में initially for first few years your interest rates are lower, so that is subprime lending. In India, the teaser loans are mostly given to experienced entrepreneurs. नहीं, experienced entrepreneurs को tease करने, वो they know how to take loan, they know how to do business. In India, teaser loans are generally given to first-time home buyers who have not taken loans. They'll be made to believe, देखो interest rate कितना कम है, but 2 years later interest rate would increase so much that it would be very difficult for them to pay. You cannot cheat experienced entrepreneurs like this. कोई अंबानी जी के पास जाके ऐसे बेवकूफ बनाएगा, उनका बैंक बंद करा देंगे, राइट? एक्सपीरियंस एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को साथ आप ऐसे चीटिंग नहीं कर सकते हो, या उन्हें ऐसे फूल नहीं कर सकते हो। यू डू इट टू इनएक्सपीरियंस्ड पीपल, so that's why 2 is wrong, 1 is correct, 2 is wrong. Got it? Got it? So what should be the answer 138 का? A, 138 A. Let's go to 139. Let's go to 139. Increase in CRR. Tightening of monetary policy. Increase है तो right, money supply कम होगा, तो commercial banks will have less money to lend. Simple, easy. A. पहले ही पैदा होना चाहिए, है ना? We used to get these simple questions also. A 139A. Let's go to 140. Promoting financial inclusion in India may contribute in which of the following? Financial inclusion. Acha, I think PYQs are done. Now we are coming to general. So we'll talk about financial inclusion, we'll talk about money supply, and then we'll look at other banking related questions also. We have to go to that. Let's talk about question number 140. Promoting financial inclusion will lead to which of the following benefits? Can it promote gender equality? Yes. Reducing income inequality? Reducing the role of money lenders? Yes. Reducing insurance coverage? It will increase insurance coverage, right? It will not reduce insurance coverage. वो financial inclusion का उल्टा हो जाएगा. So what should be the answer? C 1, 2 and 3. C 1, 2 and 3. Question number 140, C 1, 2 and 3. 141. Let's go to question number 141. बताइए. D for dog. देखो, now it's a open-ended scheme. Earlier, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana was for a limited period, but now it's a open-ended scheme. And earlier, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana targeted कि every household should have a bank account, but now its target has been changed to every adult having a bank account. So all three of these statements are correct. Answer is D. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Okay, let's go to 142. 142 थोड़े फैक्चुअल वाले क्वेश्चन कि जैसे नेशनल स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन ये किसने रिलीज किया है? तो नेशनल स्ट्रैटेजी फॉर फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया. रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया बैंकिंग सेक्टर का रेगुलेटर है. ओके, बी 142 का बी. लेट्स कम टू 143. Which of the following steps may have contributed to less cash economy? D. Why not D? Pradhan Digital Saksharta Abhiyan. As more digitally aware you will become, you will use online payment system more. है ना? डिजिटल साक्षर जितने होगे तो आप ऑनलाइन पेमेंट सिस्टम उतना ज्यादा यूज करोगे, तो इट विल प्रमोट, इट विल कंट्रीब्यूट टू लेस कैश इकोनॉमी. तो आंसर वुड बी डी हियर. 143 आंसर वुड बी डी. लेट्स गो टू 144. 144. Akshay is asking, sir, what is overdraft? Overdraft is when your account does not have money but you can still withdraw some money. So that's a type of loan. That's a type of, जैसे credit card में आप use कर पाते हो ना, तो प्रधानमंत्री जन धन योजना में भी there is a overdraft mechanism and उसी के लिए credit guarantee is needed. Bank has given you overdraft facility, you withdraw 5,000 rupees and then you don't return it. Why would bank give you this kind of facility? Because government has guaranteed, give this kind of facility. In case of loss, we are there to provide you a credit guarantee. Okay, let's come back to this. 144. Bhim app allows the user to transfer money to anyone with a UPI enabled bank account. Is it true? Sure? Yes. While a chip pin debit card has 4-factor authentication, Bhim app, please correct करिएगा. Bhim app has only 2-factor authentication. एक तो chip pin debit card does not have 4-factor authentication, है ना? 1 or 2 maximum it cannot have. तो एक तो कार्ड ही होना चाहिए, दूसरा उसका पिन होना चाहिए, तो 2-factor authentication हो गया. नहीं, not necessarily. When you are making, हाँ तो पिन होना चाहिए. That is, देखो, when you are making payment by card, यू नीड नॉट हैव ओटीपी। जब कार्ड से पे करते हो आपको तो बस पिन डालना होता है ना। तो एनीवेज, तो दिस इज रॉन्ग, 2 इज डेफिनेटली रॉन्ग, 2 is definitely wrong. So what is the answer? A is the answer. 144 A is the answer. 145 central bank digital currency. सीबीडीसी पे अभी तक सवाल आया नहीं है, बट आ तो सकता है ना। I have made 2 more questions on CBDC, पर वो टेस्ट में पूछूं। पूछ लिया? नहीं नहीं, कल बनाया है अभी को तो कुछ आया होगा, कल बनाया है मैंने नए सवाल। सीबीडीसी बताइए। 145 Consider the following statements about central bank digital currency issued by Reserve Bank of India. It's a legal tender issued by central bank in digital form. Yes, it's a legal tender. Right. It would appear as liability. जो देखो करेंसी जब प्रिंट होती है ना, इट अपेयर्स एज लाइबिलिटी। मैं धारक को इतने पैसे अदा करने का वचन देता हूं समथिंग, तो इट्स अ लाइबिलिटी। इन द सेम वे सीबीडीसी, इट्स अ डिजिटल करेंसी, बट इट इज ऑल्सो लाइक दैट एंड इट इज ऑल्सो अ लाइबिलिटी। It will contribute towards reducing operational cost. Yes, you do not have to print cash, है ना, वो पेपर खराब नहीं होगा, those kind of things would not happen here. So it will improve operational, it will reduce operational cost involved in physical money management. So all 3 are correct, 1, 2, 3 are correct. But I think while studying it, we have also talked about 2 different types of CBDCs and their functions. ध्यान से पढ़िएगा, in test I may have made questions on that. Okay. Let's go to 145 का आंसर इज डी। लेट्स गो टू 140, 146 का है। मैं काउंटिंग में कैसे गड़बड़ करता रहता हूँ। 147, 147 कल भी 4-5 क्वेश्चन मिस हो गए। 85 to 90 कुछ रहेगा ना, वही हैंगओवर। 145 पढ़ाई का समझ गए, आपने जैसा समझ रखा है मुझे। 147 अच्छा 146 वो था जो मैंने डाला नहीं, क्योंकि आई वांटेड टू पुट इन टेस्ट। 147 पे एनपीसीआई पे यूपीएससी हैज ऑलरेडी आस्क्ड 2 क्वेश्चंस, है ना। एक और चीज पढ़ लेते हैं, बताइए। डी, डी, ए और सी, मतलब यूपीएससी में ऑप्शन मिलेगा आपको ए और सी, दोनों बबल भर दोगे क्या होगा? हाँ तो भरो ए सी डी, बी किसी ने नहीं बोला ना, बी इज द आंसर। 1 and 2 are correct, 3 is wrong. हाँ चलो बढ़ते हैं। 3 is wrong. While 3 is wrong, NPCI is not created under provisions of Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. NPCI was established as a not-for-profit company under the provision of Indian Companies Act 1956. It's a 19 registered company there. Okay, so Payment and Settlement System Act 2007 provides a legal framework for regulation or oversight of payment and settlement system in India, including the establishment and operation of system providers and payment system participation. While NPCI operates within the regulatory framework set by RBI, it is not specifically created or governed by Payment System and Settlement Act 2000. तो जो सबने नहीं बोला है वही आंसर है, B is the answer. 3 is wrong, 1 and 2 are correct. तो 2 correct है ना, 1 and 2 are correct. तो आंसर would be B. सॉरी, यूपीआई, एनईएफटी, आईएम, 1 मिनट दे दो। एनपीसीआई ऑपरेट्स सेवरल, नहीं देखो, डिजिटल पेमेंट इनिशिएटिव सच एज आर ऑपरेटेड बाय, अभी तो ऑपरेटेड बाय एनपीसीआई है ना। एनईएफटी वाज देयर इवन बिफोर एनपीसीआई वाज फॉर्म्ड, यू आर ट्राइंग टू से दिस, बट अभी कौन ऑपरेट करता है उसे? तो यहां जो मेरे पास मैंने जो नोट्स बनाए हैं उसमें है NPCI operates several retail payment system including the UPI, immediate payment service, IMPS, NEFT and Bharat Interface for Money BHIM. I'll still verify it if you have operation. अभी उसका कौन देख रहा है? It is NPCI which is looking at. Okay, तो answer would be B. 147 answer would be B. Okay, let's go to 148. ये हिस्ट्री और फैक्ट दोनों का मिक्स क्वेश्चन है. ओवर द इयर्स विच आर द डिफरेंट कमिटीज विच हैव बीन फॉर्म्ड फॉर रिकमेंडिंग कि आरबीआई का कितना रिजर्व होना चाहिए. जैसे वी ऑल नो परहैप्स अबाउट बिमल जालान कमेटी ना. बिमल जालान कमेटी इज द रिसेंट वन. तो इससे यू कैन गेस आंसर वुड बी सी और डी. आंसर वुड बी सी और डी में से कुछ. सॉरी सबको तो पहले विमल जालन कमेटी सबको पता है तो 5 इज देयर. वी नो अबाउट टीएसआर सुब्रमण्यम कमेटी. इन सारी चीजों के बारे में हमें पता है ना. दे आर फॉर डिफरेंट. टीएसआर सुब्रमण्यम कमेटी किसके लिए था? एजुकेशन या बाकी चीजों के लिए बना है. एनवायरमेंट रिलेटेड कुछ बना हुआ है. इट इज नॉट फॉर बैंकिंग सेक्टर. तो 2 शुड नॉट बी देयर. ऐसे वी कुड हैव एलिमिनेटेड इट बट आई विल गिव यू आंसर इज सी. उसमें अब लिख लो वी सुब्रमण्यम कमेटी 1997. वी सुब्रमण्यम कमेटी. तो सी मतलब 3, 4, 5 आर ऑल अबाउट. सॉरी नहीं, आंसर शुड बी 3, 4, 5. आंसर शुड बी 3, 4, 5 नॉट टीएसआर सुब्रमण्यम. यहाँ क्वेश्चन में टीएसआर सुब्रमण्यम बोला है बट देयर इज अ वी सुब्रमण्यम कमेटी. So V Subramaniam Committee in 1997 recommended building a 12% contingency reserve. So V Subramaniam Committee was one such committee जो कि RBI के रिजर्व से रिलेटेड बात कर रहा था. Then उषा थोरट कमेटी जो थर्ड वाला है. उषा थोरट कमेटी was formed in 2004 and it suggested contingency reserve should be maintained at a higher 18% level. So V Subramaniam Committee said 12% contingency reserve. Usha Thorat committee recommended 18% contingency reserve. Then YH Malegam committee in 2013 said that RBI should transfer an adequate amount of its profit to the contingency reserve annually but did not prescribe any particular number. So Subramaniam committee 12%, Thorat committee 18%, YH Malegam did not recommend any numbers. And then we have Bimal Jalan committee which was formed in 2019 for reviewing the reserve requirement of RBI and we have studied its recommendations and all, so we do not have to. Bimal Jalan committee एक तो हमें अच्छे से पूरा पता है. तो here answer would be 3, 4, 5 C. 148 का answer would be 3, 4, 5 C. Okay, let's go to क्वेश्चन नंबर 149. फैक्चुअल वाले हो गए, अब थोड़े से उस पे आ जाते हैं. वर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन. हाँ, वर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन क्या करें, बट यूपीएससी पूछ लेता है ना, कमिटी से एसोसिएटेड क्वेश्चन पूछ लेता है ना, तो हमें प्रिपेयर्ड रहना है. राइट, लेट्स कम टू 149. ठीक है, मैं ये एनईएफटी वाला एक बार वेरीफाई कर लूंगा. एनईएफटी वाला वेरीफाई करना, आई विल डू दैट. हाँ, 149. Consider the following statements about Reserve Bank of India 1930 and Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. बताओ बताओ बताओ. It is based on one of the PYQs. B, C, B. आंसर इज बी. देखो सेक्शन 7 क्या है पता है? सेक्शन 7 वो वाला प्रोविजन है वेयर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में गिव डायरेक्शन टू आरबीआई. यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है? सेक्शन 7 ऑफ आरबीआई एक्ट प्रोवाइड्स दैट आरबीआई शैल ट्रांसफर द बैलेंस. नहीं, दैट इज सेक्शन 47. सेक्शन 7 इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शन ऑफ आरबीआई एक्ट वेयर वहां पे बोला था ना क्वेश्चन में पीवाईक्यू में, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन प्रोवाइड्स The Constitution does not provide it. Section 7 of the RBI Act provides that central government may issue direction to states. According to Section 7 of the RBI Act, central government may from time to time give such direction to RBI as it may, after consultation with the governor of the bank, consider necessary in public interest. जब डिमोनेटाइजेशन हुआ था ना, तो ये इशू बहुत डिस्कस हुआ था कि क्या ऐसे डिमोनेटाइजेशन कराया जा सकता था, दिस काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. So section 7 is about central government issuing direction to RBI in public interest. So RBI as per law is not an autonomous body. Central government may issue direction and that is mentioned where? In section 7. तो यहाँ पे section 7 में जो लिखा है ना, वो section 47 है. That's why 1 is wrong. And 48 में यही है. 47 बोलता है कि RBI को अपना सरप्लस गवर्नमेंट को देना है. 48 में on this profit income tax would not be paid because surplus is going to government, income tax will also be going to government. What is the point? अरे सारे अब HDFC अपना सरप्लस गवर्नमेंट को क्यों देगा? हैं? अरे we are talking about RBI ना. Consider the following statements about Reserve Bank of India Act 19. So section 48 of the RBI Act 1930 exempts bank, not banks, bank. Which bank were you talking about? RBI from paying any income tax, wealth tax, etc. I hope समझ में आया. तो इससे we just looked at a PYQ. Okay, let's go to 150. 150. ठीक है अक्षय, I'll verify this. NEFT वाले में अक्षय अभी तक नाराज है. NEFT should be RBI. I'll verify this and we'll come back to it. Okay, let's come to section 1 or question 150. Question 150. देखो हर every year RBI transfers its surplus to government and every year उस टाइम बिमल जालन कमेटी would be referred. You should know बिमल जालन कमेटी का recommendation क्या था. One of the recommendation was कि यार revaluation reserve will not be touched. It is not something that has to be transferred. So statement one is correct. Committee said that revaluation reserves are not available for transfer to government. Revaluation reserve are needed for RBI's functioning for revaluation purposes. Exchange rate revaluation and gold and all those things, that does not have to be transferred to government. This was said by Bimal Jalan committee. 1 is correct, 2 is incorrect, 5.5 to 6.5% नहीं है. The revised framework recommended economic capital level of 20 to 24.5%. Economic capital level 20 to 24.5% and therefore 2 is wrong. चलो फैक्चुअल वाले सारे हो गए हैं. नाउ विल कम टू बेसिक क्वेश्चंस, बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट के क्वेश्चन. लेट्स कम टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 151. अब हम मनी समझ लेते हैं, फिर मनी सप्लाई समझेंगे एंड देन विल गो टू बैंकिंग एंड दोज एस्पेक्ट्स. लेट्स गो टू मनी. क्वेश्चन नंबर 151. Which of the following is commonly accepted definition of money? Okay, I need online students to answer this. Online students, कहाँ खो गए हो? Question number 151. What is money? You may feel that money is being used for all these purposes. You may be feeling this. But what is the commonly accepted definition of money? Money, any good which is commonly accepted as a medium of exchange. Now, it may also be store of value. It may any good which is exchanged for gold at a fixed, any good which is acceptable to a bank. नहीं, it may be a store of value also, but जो commonly accepted definition है money का, it is the medium of exchange. So D is the answer. 151 का D is the answer. Let's go to 152. Money which is accepted as a medium of exchange because of the trust between the payer and payee. Fiduciary. Fiduciary में trust आ ही गया है, right? Fiduciary money. देखो legal tender पे सवाल आया ना, ऐसे full bodied money, fiduciary money. We should understand all these terms also. है ना. If they ask a basic question related to it, we'll be ready. So fiduciary money, got it. In fact, come to 153, money that is issued by the authority of government. कौन सा? Fiat. Fiat is गवर्नमेंट के इंस्ट्रक्शन पे. फाइन. तो 152 का वो क्या आंसर हो गया? 153 का आंसर हो गया सी. फुल बॉडीड मनी आ जाते हैं, समझाते हैं यहाँ पे. पहले जो तीनों क्वेश्चन अपन ने किए हैं वो तीनों का फिर से रिवीजन. मनी, fiduciary money, fiat money. Money, a thing which is commonly accepted as a medium of exchange. Fiduciary money, money which is accepted as a medium of exchange because of the trust between the payer and the payee. And fiat money, money that is issued by the authority of government. All three are correct. Here answer would be D. Now, someone asked question, sir, what is full bodied money? Right? किसने पूछा full bodied money क्या होता है? You asked full bodied. देखो, if you take a 2000 rupee note and you want to measure its value may not even be 20 rupees. तो वो full bodied money नहीं. But if you take a gold coin, उसका रियल वैल्यू भी कितना होगा? उस पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट का जिसका मान लो 5 रुपए का कभी कॉइन इशू हुआ, गोल्ड कॉइन बहुत छोटा सा है, उसका रियल वैल्यू भी, उसके बॉडी का वैल्यू भी 5 रुपए होगा. एंड government has issued it as fiat currency as 5 rupee thing. So that will be full bodied money. So in the medieval times when silver coins were issued, gold coins were issued, they were full bodied money. Got it? Okay. Let's come to question number 155. अब मनी सप्लाई पे आ गए हम. 155. B, demand deposit, right? M1 was narrow money. What was included in M1? Currency with public plus demand deposit plus other deposits. So demand deposit, term deposit is not included here. That will be part of M3. That is time deposit, and cash reserve of commercial bank is not part of this. That is part of base money here. Okay. So B is the answer. Fine. 156. Demand deposit includes ये मैंने क्लास 11 की जो बुक्स होती हैं ना, वहां से कुछ क्वेश्चन बनाए, बेसिक इकोनॉमी वाले, एनसीईआरटी एंड एसोसिएटेड क्वेश्चंस. 156. डिमांड डिपॉजिट्स में क्या इंक्लूड? बोथ ए एंड बी. टेक से भी आप डिमांड ही कर रहे हो, एंड डिपॉजिट विच कैन बी विथड्रॉन ऑन डिमांड, बोथ द थिंग्स, बोथ ए एंड बी. तो डी वुड बी द आंसर, डी फॉर डॉग. Okay, let's go to 157. In India, coins are issued by Ministry of Finance. Okay, so I think, have we covered this topic in class? India में सारी currency except 1 rupee note and coins are issued by RBI. 1 rupee note and all coins are issued by Ministry of Finance. रिपीट कर दूं, इंडिया में सारी करेंसी एक्सेप्ट 1 rupee नोट एंड कॉइन्स आर इशूड बाय आरबीआई. बट 1 rupee नोट एंड कॉइन, हु इशूज इट? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस. इट इज सर्कुलेटेड बाय आरबीआई, बट हु इशूज इट? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस. इसीलिए ना ₹1 का जब आप नोट देखोगे उस पर आरबीआई गवर्नर का साइन नहीं होगा, फाइनेंस सेक्रेटरी का साइन, राइट? तो ₹1 का नोट and all the coins, coin be it of 5 rupees, be it of 10 rupees, it will be issued by Ministry of Finance. Got it? So 157 का answer is C. Let's go to 158. Minimum reserve system. Any other answers? Minimum reserve system. Everyone agrees to this? Yes. तो देखो, RBI follows minimum reserve system in which RBI keeps a minimum reserve of 200 crore rupees in gold and foreign exchange. And this minimum, तो RBI के पास ये जब तक कि 200 crore rupees का minimum reserve है, it can keep on printing as much money as it wants. So it's not like if RBI is printing cash worth 1 lakh crore rupees, so it has 1 lakh crore rupees of gold. No. India follows minimum reserve system, RBI follows minimum reserve system where 200 crore rupees ka asset, minimum reserve is enough. In that, so that's a token reserve that we keep. And you can have any number of, any amount of cash getting printed. This is minimum reserve system. So answer would be C. 158 ka answer would be C. Where it is mentioned, यार मैंने तो normal books में ही पढ़ा है. I do not know where it comes from. I have read it in economy books. वहाँ से any book that you will refer to, it's there. Actually you are asking, sir, in which act it is mentioned? I do not know it right now. इतनी जोर से बोलोगी तो कौन सुने? क्या चीज? क्वेश्चन नंबर? हाँ. Don't worry, minimum reserve system. Fine. Let's come to 159. 159. हम अभी मनी ही पढ़ रहे हैं, मनी और मनी सप्लाई पे, तो वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड एवरी बेसिक एस्पेक्ट. 159. हाई पावर्ड मनी इज इक्वल टू हाई पावर्ड मनी. M0 होता है ना, M0, M1, M2, M3. M0 is the high powered money or base money. What is it equal to? क्या? Boy or dog? C. Cat. A और D सेम नहीं है, दोनों सही हैं. कैसे सही हो सकते हैं? सर्कुलेट आरबीआई करती है, सप्लाई नहीं. D is more appropriate for now. We'll stick with D. Notes and coins held by people, vault cash of commercial banks as well as cash reserve ratio of commercial. हाँ, यही होता है ना. If you'll go to M0 currency in circulation, तो बैंक या पब्लिक के पास जो पैसा है प्लस बैंकर्स डिपॉजिट विद आरबीआई. करेंसी इन सर्कुलेशन प्लस बैंकर डिपॉजिट विद आरबीआई, दिस इज हाई पावर्ड मनी, है ना. तो दिस मनी हेल्ड बाय पीपल, वॉल्ट कैश ऑफ कमर्शियल बैंक, तो करेंसी सर्कुलेशन करेंसी विद पीपल एंड करेंसी इन बैंक प्लस कैश रिजर्व ऑफ कमर्शियल बैंक विद आरबीआई. ये तो डेफिनेशन है एग्जैक्टली, है ना. मनी सप्लाइड बाय आरबीआई. ओनली नहीं लिखा ना, ठीक है. ओनली से गलत हो गया ना. तो लेट्स कम टू व्हाट इज द आंसर? डी इज द आंसर. 159 डी इज द आंसर. लेट्स कम टू 160. 160 देखो, मनी सप्लाई पे दो तीन सवाल आए हैं. वी आर ट्राइंग टू इंश्योर दैट एवरी एस्पेक्ट ऑफ मनी सप्लाई is understood by you so that no matter what they ask, you will be in a position to answer that. 160. Which of the following is not a principal component of money supply? See, यार M1 की जब अपन ने बात करी थी, it included, M1 included what? Currency with public, demand deposit plus other deposit, है ना. तो जब हम broadly चीजों को देखेंगे तब time deposit is included. Otherwise time deposit is not included. M3 में time deposit is included. M1 में time money supply, जब हम principal component of money supply की बात करेंगे, we'll talk about M1. And there what is not included? Time deposit is not included. So answer would be D. Answer would be D. 160 में answer would be D. 161. 161. C, 3 and 4. Okay. Anything else? A, 1 and 3. अबे 3 तो सही, 1, हाँ 3 तो सही है, राइट. 1 and 3. Fiat money includes all notes and checks which the people in country are legally bound to accept as a medium of. Checks नहीं होता ना, चेक तो fiduciary हो जाएगा, है ना. Fiat will include all notes and coins, not checks. हाँ, चेक तो नहीं, चेक देखो फियाट मनी गवर्नमेंट के ऑर्डर से, तो चेक इज नॉट नेसेसरली एक्सेप्टेड. कल आप यहाँ पे लेवल अप में चेक लेके आ जाओ, वी मे डिनाई इट कि हम चेक नहीं लेंगे. इट्स नॉट अ लीगल टेंडर, इट्स नॉट फियाट. ओके, इट्स फिड्यूशरी. तो 1 इज रॉन्ग. सप्लाई ऑफ मनी इंक्लूड स्टॉक ऑफ मनी हेल्ड बाय गवर्नमेंट. नहीं, कभी भी देखो सप्लाई ऑफ मनी की, मनी सप्लाई की बात करी, कभी भी मनी हेल्ड बाय गवर्नमेंट हमने कंसिडर किया? नहीं किया ना. इसीलिए मनी विच आरबीआई हैज सप्लाइड, सम ऑफ दैट मनी इज विद गवर्नमेंट ऑल्सो. तो हम हाई पावर्ड मनी में बस सिंपली ये नहीं बोल देते कि मनी विच आरबीआई हैज सप्लाइड. हाई पावर्ड मनी का हम प्रॉपर डेफिनेशन में जाते हैं. करेंसी इन सर्कुलेशन, दैट इज करेंसी विद पब्लिक, एंड करेंसी इन द वॉल्ट ऑफ बैंक्स प्लस बैंक्स डिपॉजिट विद आरबीआई. क्योंकि वो कुछ कन्वेंशंस है कि जो पैसे गवर्नमेंट के पास है वो मनी सप्लाई के पार्ट नहीं है, उससे बिजनेस नहीं हो रहा है, उससे इकोनॉमी ना, गवर्नमेंट इज यूजिंग इट फॉर इट्स ओन पर्पस. ओके, तो यस, 1 इज रॉन्ग. देखो क्या है ना, लीगल टेंडर एंड फियाट जनरली सेम होते हैं. फियाट इज गवर्नमेंट के ऑर्डर से इशू हुआ है और गवर्नमेंट अपने ऑर्डर को लॉ से बैक करती है. द पीपल इन कंट्री आर लीगली बाउंड टू एक्सेप्ट. हाँ, दैट इज ट्रू. यस, दैट इज लीगल टेंडर ना. अच्छा, ये बोल रहे हैं कि फियाट मनी में नॉट बी लीगल टेंडर, ऐसे. हाँ ठीक है, 1 इज रॉन्ग, 1 इज रॉन्ग. सप्लाई ऑफ मनी इंक्लूड स्टॉक ऑफ मनी हेल्ड बाय गवर्नमेंट, 2 इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. कमर्शियल बैंक एड्स टू सप्लाई ऑफ मनी थ्रू डिमांड डिपॉजिट. यही तो था ना, बैंकिंग एक्टिविटीज जैसे ही बढ़ती है सप्लाई ऑफ मनी बढ़ता है. यूपीएससी इन पीवाईक्यू हैज आस्क्ड दैट. इन वन ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस ऑफ यूपीएससी वी हैव सेड कि क्यों आंसर कुछ और होना चाहिए, बिकॉज इफ यू गो एंड क्रिएट डिमांड डिपॉजिट इन बैंक यू विल बी एडिंग टू मनी सप्लाई, बिकॉज दैट डिमांड डिपॉजिट, आपने तो पैसे बैंक में डाल दिए, बैंक किसी और को लोन देगा, वो थोड़ा पैसा यूज करेगा, थोड़ा बैंक में फिर डालेगा, ऐसे डिमांड डिपॉजिट विल कीप ऑन इंक्रीजिंग and money supply would keep on increasing. Only net demand deposit are taken part of money supply. Yes, this is also true. Now what is net demand deposit? देखो, demand deposit is जो मैं जाके बैंक से पैसे withdraw कर सकता हूँ, that is demand deposit. Now some demand deposits are interbank, one bank depositing money in other bank, that is not considered part of money supply. That is not considered part of money supply. Are we getting? जब हम डिमांड डिपॉजिट की बात कर रहे हैं, हम नेट डिमांड डिपॉजिट की बात करते हैं. तो when we are talking about money supply, when we are talking about let's say M1, we are saying currency with public plus demand deposit plus other deposit, and here this demand deposit is net demand deposit because it does not take into consideration interbank deposits. It does not take into consideration interbank deposits. Got it? So 3 and 4 are correct. Answer would be C. Answer would be C. Let's go to question number 160, 162. D? D? Are we all saying D? A, full bodied money where money value is more than commodity value? No. Money value should be equal to commodity value, right? That was full bodied money. I just explained. Term deposit are checkable? No. Term deposit are fixed deposit. Fixed deposit आप check से withdraw नहीं कर सकते. Gross demand deposit does not include interbanking claim. It includes in net demand deposit does not include interbanking claim. Gross demand deposit will include interbanking claim. तभी तो हमने बोला net demand deposit. अभी समझाया था what net demand deposit is. So 1, 2, 3 are wrong. A, B, C are wrong. High powered money is the base money in the economy. That is correct. D. Why B and C? Term deposits are not checkable. Checkable means by check you can withdraw the money. Which money can you withdraw from check? Something that is in your saving account, something that is in your current account. Fixed deposit you cannot withdraw by check. Fixed deposit you will have to first break fixed deposit. That's why 2 is wrong. Okay. 3. Gross demand deposit does not include interbanking claim. It includes interbanking claim. I just explained, no. Demand deposit can be of 2 types. One, individuals having money in bank. One, bank having money in other bank. So when we talk about gross demand deposit, it includes even this part, interbank deposit. It includes customer bank deposit plus interbank deposit, both. But net demand deposit include only customer having account with bank and deposits there. It does not include interbank deposit. And even in money supply, we do not include interbank deposit. We include net demand deposit and not gross demand deposit. समझ नहीं आया क्या? आ गया? I can write things on board and explain that if you want. If any one of you want. नहीं आ गया? Okay. So D would be the answer. 163. Let's come to 163. D. D for dog. पक्का? राघवेंद्र जी? D. D. Yes, D. All bank notes नहीं. Rupee 1 note are issued by Ministry of Finance, so it will have signature of Finance Secretary. So 1 is wrong. 2. Before issue any currency, RBI keeps an equivalent amount of gold. अभी तो बताया minimum reserve system follow करते हैं. We do not have to keep equivalent amount of gold. Which हमारे पास 200 crore rupees का reserve है, and we can keep on printing as much cash as we want. So 2 is wrong. Both 1 and 2 are wrong. What it has been asked, what is correct? Neither 1 nor 2. 163 answer is D. Let's go to 164. देखो इस किसी भी रेट में इंक्रीज इज नॉट गोइंग टू इंक्रीज मनी सप्लाई, इज गोइंग टू डिक्रीज मनी सप्लाई. So A, B, D are wrong. When RBI is buying government security, RBI in return is giving money in the market. That will increase money supply. C. 164 का C. Fine, easy, no problem. 165. Term deposits. A, against which checks can't be issued. Fine. 165 का A. 160 नहीं 6 सेम क्वेश्चन कैसे आ जाता है? 167. एक सिमिलर टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन पीवाईक्यू में आया है, राइट? टेक योर टाइम, ध्यान से, गड़बड़ नहीं करनी है. यही होगा, ये तो सिमिलर क्वेश्चन है, एग्जैक्टली सिमिलर क्वेश्चन ऑफ व्हाट हैज बीन आस्क्ड. If from your demand deposit you bring money in cash, so money supply is currency with public plus demand deposit. तो demand deposit कम हो जाएगा but currency with public बढ़ जाएगा, right? Okay, so answer would be D. 167 D. Let's go to 168. Slightly different question. Let the answer of 168 come from online students. मुझे कम से कम 10 ऑनलाइन बच्चे आंसर करिए, फिर हम आगे जाएंगे इस पे. 168. अभी भी I have only 6 answers, 7, 3 more answers. They've all said B and D. 168 में they've all said B and D. What is your answer? B. B for boy. C. अलग अलग उसने अलग टाइप की भांग मार. पक्का. B. What is the answer? B is the answer. देखो, if you break a fixed deposit, आपके मनी सप्लाई में क्या था? M1. M1 is currency with public plus demand deposit plus other deposit, नाबार्ड वगैरह का डिपॉजिट जो आरबीआई के साथ होता है ना? It does not include term deposit. Now, if you break a term deposit and bring that money in your account, will demand deposit increase? Will M1 increase? है ना, यही तो हुआ है. This is the question. If you break a fixed deposit, term deposit of rupees 1 lakh and get the money in your saving account, so that fixed deposit has become what? Demand deposit. तो M1 बढ़ गया. Easy, right? UPSC asked a question where no change was taking place because you were changing demand deposit in with currency in public, and both the things are part of M1. But here we have taken something else and added it in M1. So yeah, our M1 would increase. 168 answer would be B. Is everyone clear about it? Okay. 169. 169. One to four, easy. Standing deposit facility, if it increases, monetary policy tightening happens. So A, 169 A, 170. Which of the following is not concerned with banking organization? Fiscal deficit तो government का होता है, right? So B, 170 B, 171. What is credit? Loan. हाँ, loan देना. Who gives loan? Credit creation is creating more loans. Who will do that? Bank will do that, no? What's your name? Akash. 171. Consider the following statements. Conceptual, factual दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन. सब लोग सोचो पहले. आप सबको आंसर देख रहे हो, फिर मुझे देख रहे हो. खुद का बताओ आंसर. आप बताओ क्या है. इसने तो बी बोला. किसने बोला? आपने बोला. करेक्ट पूछा है ना. गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज में कब से सीआरआर रखने लगे? देखो, कैश रिजर्व रेशियो पे कभी आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं मिल सकता. इफ यू बाय समथिंग गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी, उस पे तो आपको इंटरेस्ट मिल गया ना. कैश रिजर्व रेशियो यू कैन नॉट कीप इट इन गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी. 2 is wrong. 1 is also wrong. CRR is provided under RBI Act 1934. SLR is provided under Banking Regulation Act 1949. 1 is wrong, 2 is wrong. 3 is correct. Banks don't earn any profit out of CRR reserves. Yes. In fact, उनका opportunity loss होता है. That money they could have used for other purpose, so they don't earn anything. So 3 only. C is the answer. C is the answer. 172. अरेंज द फॉलोइंग रेट्स इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर. किसी भी टाइम पे these rates will have some order. A, C. इससे ज्यादा रिवीजन क्या करोगे? सी. मनन इतने कॉन्फिडेंस से सी बोल रहा है. चलिए देखते हैं. देखो, रेपो रेट इज द रेट एट विच बैंक्स बोरो फ्रॉम आरबीआई. रिवर्स रेपो उससे कम होता है. इट इज द बैंक डिपॉजिट कर रहा है आरबीआई में. मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी, इमीडिएट नीड के लिए पैसे चाहिए. It will be higher than even repo rate. And then comes standing deposit facility, which has recently been included. In standing deposit facility, RBI does not have to mortgage its government security. है ना? तो अब बैंक को गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी भी मॉर्गेज कर नहीं मिली हुई है. तो दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट कैन बी कंसिडर्ड मोर रिस्की एंड दे शुड बी गेटिंग मोर इंटरेस्ट. तो मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी, सॉरी, स्टैंडिंग डिपॉजिट फैसिलिटी वुड बी राइट. ये तो रीजन से सोच सोच के है. ऐसे आप फैक्चुअली भी याद रख सकते हो. एमएसएफ, रेपो, रिवर्स रेपो, दिस इज द ऑर्डर. एमएसएफ इज ओवरनाइट लोन, इमरजेंसी में चाहिए किसी बैंक को, हाईएस्ट इंटरेस्ट रेट. रेपो रेट, बैंक बोरो कर रहा है. रिवर्स रेपो, आरबीआई इज बोरोइंग मनी फ्रॉम बैंक. एंड एसडीएफ इंटरेस्ट रेट इज हायर देन रिवर्स रेपो. व्हाई? देखो, व्हाट इज द रीजन व्हाई लॉजिकली यू कैन थिंक. रिवर्स रेपो के केस में व्हेन बैंक वाज बोरोइंग मनी फ्रॉम आरबीआई, सॉरी, व्हेन आरबीआई वाज बोरोइंग मनी फ्रॉम बैंक, बैंक वर डिपॉजिटिंग मनी विद आरबीआई, आरबीआई हैड टू मॉर्गेज इट्स गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी. वो सिक्योर्ड लोन हुआ करता था. जैसे रेपो रेट में व्हेन अ बैंक बोरो फ्रॉम आरबीआई दे हैव टू मॉर्गेज गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी. इन द सेम वे रिवर्स रेपो में व्हेन आरबीआई is borrowing from bank or bank is depositing money in RBI, वो reverse repo में ये होता है, RBI has to mortgage its government security. RBI had to come up with SDF because RBI के पास कई बार इतना government security नहीं होता है. That's why. So now, if RBI is not giving any security, will RBI have to give more interest rate? है ना? इसलिए reverse repo से ज्यादा SDF होगा. राइट. इस लॉजिक से भी याद रख सकते हो. तो व्हाट इज अरेंज द फॉलोइंग रेट्स इन असेंडिंग ऑर्डर. असेंडिंग ऑर्डर मतलब इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर. वी शुड हैव रिवर्स रेपो, एसडीएफ, रेपो एंड एमएसएफ. 2, 3, 1, 4 ए. 172 ए. 172 ए. डिड वी गेट इट? 172 ए. वन 173. जल्दी बता रहे हो, गलत हुआ तो क्या पता है ना, मुर्गा बनना पड़ेगा यहाँ आके. सही बताना है, जल्दी नहीं. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू क्वालिफाई प्री इफ यू फिनिश योर पेपर इन हाफ एन आवर. यू आर गोइंग टू क्वालिफाई इट इफ यू मार्क इट करेक्टली. हाँ बताइए. सी. सी इज द आंसर. एनी डाउट्स हियर? नो. 173 C. 173 C. 174. Let's talk about 174. बताओ बताओ बताओ. B. Boy. Boy में you're saying 1 and 2. To prevent commercial bank from making excessive profit, to force the bank to have sufficient vault cash to meet their day-to-day requirement. Why not 3 and 4? अरे excessive profit is also something excessive ना? Excessive is a negative term. प्रॉब्लम ये ना कि आप excessive profit बनाते टाइम you take a lot of risk. You give all the money in loan और फिर कोई पैसे वापस मांगने आ गया, आपके पास कुछ बचा नहीं है. तो excessive is a negative term, इसीलिए RBI would prevent that. तो आंसर should be D. हाँ 4 is correct. हाँ 3 is also correct. I give you the reason ना कि why 3 is correct. We may have a debate कि नहीं सर they will not have a profit. Fine. UPSC क्वेश्चंस में भी ये डिबेट्स होते हैं, थोड़ा हम भी कर लेंगे. 1 2 3 4 है. D would be the answer. 174 D would be the answer. 175. 175. Easy? नहीं? What is the answer? A. मनीषा का क्या आंसर है? A. थोड़ी बुलंद आवाज, जोर से बोलो. A. A is the answer. It's a statutory body. It has been created under Section 45ZB of RBI Act. It is chaired by Finance Minister of India. No, it is chaired by RBI Governor. So A is the answer. RBI Act. Section 45ZB of RBI Act 1934. ये RBI Act 1934 में अमेंड करके डाला गया है 2016 RBI Act. Okay, 1 is correct, 2 is wrong, A is the answer. Let's go to 176. Long-term repo operation introduced by RBI recently. वो टेम्परेरी कोविड के पीरियड में लॉन्ग टर्म रेपो ऑपरेशन और थोड़ा उससे पहले इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया था. व्हाट इज लॉन्ग टर्म रेपो ऑपरेशन? 176. बताइए. लॉन्ग टर्म रेपो ऑपरेशन पढ़ा है अपन ने ब्रीफली. आई हैड कवर्ड इट इन क्लास व्हाइल टॉकिंग अबाउट रेपो, लॉन्ग टर्म रेपो ऑपरेशन. वो सारी चीजें अपन ने पढ़ी थी. देखो रेपो में यू गेट रेपो रेट पे यू गेट लोन फॉर 1 to 14 days, है ना. इफ यू वांट टू टेक लोन फॉर लॉन्गर पीरियड यू हैव टू गिव हायर इंटरेस्ट रेट. बट व्हेन आरबीआई वांटेड टू इंक्रीज द मनी सप्लाई इट सेड लॉन्ग टर्म में आप रेपो रेट पे लोन ले लो. ऐसे रेपो इज फॉर 1 to 14 days, but RBI said you take long-term loan at repo rate only. So in this way RBI is easing money supply. So statement 1, through LTRO RBI provides cheaper long-term loans to scheduled commercial banks to infuse more liquidity in the economy. 1 is correct. These loans are collateral free. अरे रेपो वाला लोन collateral free नहीं होता है. 2 is wrong. The maximum loan that a bank can get under LTRO facility is 1%, as there was no such limit put. So there is no limit on the amount of loan that a bank can get. Amount of loan बैंक उसको आगे कहाँ कैसे दे सकता है, but amount of loan that a bank can get उस पर कोई लिमिट नहीं थी. ओके, तो A is the answer. 176 A is the answer. 177. 177. Stickiness. Do we understand what is stickiness? नहीं, सच में नहीं. स्टिकीनेस ये होता है आरबीआई अपना रेपो रेट रिड्यूस कर दिया तो बैंक्स को भी अपना रेट रिड्यूस करना चाहिए, बट बैंक डोंट डू इट, बैंक स्टिक टू ओल्डर रेट्स ओनली। तो आरबीआई बोलता है मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी ट्रांसमिशन नहीं हुआ, वी आर रिड्यूसिंग रेपो रेट, तो मोर मनी सप्लाई शुड हैपन, बट बैंक्स आर नॉट रिड्यूसिंग देयर इंटरेस्ट रेट। तो if banks are not reducing their interest rate, तो money supply would remain constrained. So this is the issue of stickiness with in the monetary policy. और उसके लिए क्या करते हैं, RBI is developing newer and newer mechanism to ensure that जब RBI interest rate बढ़ा रही है तो interest rate बढ़ जाए banks का, when RBI is reducing interest rate reduces of banks. So which of the following factors leads to stickiness in the monetary policy transmission? हाई, देखो फिर से समझो, स्टिकीनेस का मतलब क्या है, आरबीआई इज रिड्यूसिंग इंटरेस्ट रेट, बैंक इज नॉट रिड्यूसिंग। इफ देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कंपटीशन अमंग बैंक्स, बैंक विल रिड्यूस, एवरीवन विल ट्राई टू रिड्यूस इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड अट्रैक्ट कस्टमर्स। नहीं, जब हम ना ये इंटरेस्ट रेट बढ़ने वाले में बैंक बढ़ा देता है, वो जब कम करने वाले में वो नहीं करता क्योंकि प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी उसको ज्यादा मिल रही होती है, स्टिकीनेस हम उससे बोलते हैं। ओके, less competition for investors, less options for investors. That is, if bank was not reducing its interest rate, if bank was not increasing its interest rate, I could have invested it somewhere else, but I'm not doing it because I do not know stock में कैसे invest करते हैं, तो less option for investors become a reason. So answer is B. Answer is B. B for boy. हाँ, दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव डन, नो, एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क बेस्ड लेंडिंग रेट, अभी वही तो चल रहा है, अभी विल बी सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चंस ऑन दैट आल्सो। तो ए एंड सी विल रिड्यूस द स्टिकीनेस, बी विल इंक्रीज इट। 177 का आंसर इज बी। गॉट इट? ओके, लेट्स कम टू 178। ये मनी सप्लाई, देखो पीवाईक्यूज हमने किए, वहां पे भी देयर वर सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस, तो वी हैव आल्सो मेड सो मेनी क्वेश्चंस ऑन मनी सप्लाई। बताइए, A 1, 2 and 4, okay, 177A. Let's go to 179. 179 नहीं, 178 का ये था ना, तो 178 का आंसर इज A. Let's go to 179. बताइए, B? Sure? Everyone is sure about it? Okay, B. 179B. $180. If RBI reduces standing deposit facility rate by 50 basis, ये तो अपन ने कर लिया ना शायद, ये फिर भी करते हैं। SDF सचुर बैठे बैठे सो गया है क्लास में। सी श्योर? ये लड़का क्या नाम है इसका, जो मेरे बिरयानी चोरी कर लिया था, क्या नाम क्या था? शाश्वत, शाश्वत ही ना? तुम सो रहे हो क्लास में? व्हाट इज योर आंसर? सी? कौन है सर? सी? ये तो बहुत इजी है। कर चुके हैं। स्टैंडिंग डिपॉजिट फैसिलिटी वाला नहीं था, वो CRR वाला था। Concept was same, but the question was slightly different. C, 180C. Let's come to 181. 181. 181. Akshay is saying, sir, UPSC answer key for 175 is 1 only. Let me go to 175. ये तो PYQ है भी नहीं, तो हमने भी तो 1 ही बोला था। 175 का तो हमने भी 1 ही बोला था ना, A बोला था। ओके, वन 181. C, 181C. अभिनव सिंह C. आपका नाम क्या है? विवेक. विवेक सेज B. विवेक सेज B, अभिनव सेज C. नहीं, ये स्टिकीनेस वाला टॉपिक आप लोगों ने पढ़ा नहीं है ना? पढ़ा है, मतलब ध्यान नहीं दिया है शायद. देखो, हाँ, आंसर इज C है. ऑल द फ्लोटिंग रेट लोन्स नाउ हैव टू बी लिंक टू रेपो रेट. नहीं, एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क से लिंक होगा, एंड 4 एक्सटर्नल बेंचमार्क्स हैव बीन प्रोवाइडेड. रेपो रेट इज वन ऑफ द बेंचमार्क्स. You can link your interest rate with any of the 4 benchmarks. Under this external benchmark based lending rate, you can link your interest rate with any one of the 4 benchmarks. So 1 is wrong. आप अगर उन benchmarks का नाम लिखना चाहते हो, repo rate, 3 month treasury bill yield, treasury bill yield जो 3 month के treasury bill का yield जो आ रहा है, 6 monthly treasury bill yield, और any other benchmark interest rate published by Financial Benchmark India Limited. इन चारों में से कुछ भी आप यूज कर सकते हैं. तो 1 is wrong for that reason. Banks are allowed to decide the spread over the external benchmark. So yes, repo rate is 4%. So what will be your interest rate? 4% plus spread. So banks can decide spread कितना रहेगा. Okay, but as repo rate changes, spread would be fixed. Your overall interest rate would change. It will increase or decrease based on the change of repo rate. Okay, so 2 is correct. Banks are allowed to change credit risk premium as per their requirement? No. Bank will change it only when certain conditions are satisfied. And interest rate under external benchmark shall be reset at least once in 3 months. This is one of the conditions that is provided. That interest rate can be refixed once in 3 months under the external benchmark based lending rate. So what will be the answer here? 2 and 4, answer would be C. 181 का answer would be C. Okay. अच्छा, 174 आते हैं, वो 174 पे आते हैं. प्लीज एक्सप्लेन 180. 180 में क्या हो गया यार? इफ आरबीआई रिड्यूसेस स्टैंडिंग डिपॉजिट फैसिलिटी, तो रिड्यूस करेगा तो मतलब मनी सप्लाई बढ़ेगा ना. तो शेड्यूल कमर्शियल बैंक में कट देयर लेंडिंग रेट्स, राइट? इट्स इजी. देखो, RBI reduces SDF, ऐसे भूल जाओ, अभी सोचो. If RBI had reduced reverse repo, if RBI had reduced reverse repo, तो बैंक could give money to RBI, but वो कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पे जा रहा है. तो बैंक will do what? Bank will try to give the money to in market. When more money is in market, what will happen? Bank will try to bring the interest rate down. So that is the thing. Scheduled commercial banks may cut their lending rates. Right? Okay. 182. what were the recommendations of Janak Raj committee? Banking sector से associated है, linking the lending rate to a market benchmark. This was, हम stickiness की बात कर रहे हैं, it was done on the recommendation of Janak Raj committee. इनके कुछ important recommendations में एक था, all floating rate loans could be referenced to one of the 3 benchmarks. Eventually we have come up with 4 benchmarks, but they recommended that 3 benchmarks से आपके floating rate loan should be linked. That was it. There were some other recommendation, but we do not have to worry about that. Repo rate, and the fourth one was any other benchmark interest rate published by Financial Benchmarks India Limited. Any other benchmark interest rate published by Financial Benchmarks India Limited. Okay, let's come to. So what is the answer for 182? A, 183 पे आ जाओ, 183. Priority sector lending. बताइए विवेक क्या बोल रहे हो? सी, विवेक से सी. मनन? ट्वेंटी नहीं, अब वो बदल, अब सबके लिए है, इवन इफ यू हैव लेस ब्रांचेस. यस यस. व्हाट इज द आंसर? आपका क्या आंसर है? सी. ए, 2 इज रॉन्ग. सब टारगेट ऑफ 18% फॉर एग्रीकल्चर इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल फॉर फॉरेन बैंक्स. फॉरेन बैंक्स तो शहर में रहेंगे ना, वो 18% एग्रीकल्चर में दे पाएंगे, टारगेट अचीव नहीं कर पाते हैं. 40% प्राइवेट सेक्टर लेंडिंग देंगे फॉरेन बैंक्स, बट 18% ऑफ दैट 40% गोइंग टू एग्रीकल्चर इज नॉट देयर. आपको पढ़ाया है क्लास में, मेंशन्ड भी है, भूल जाते हो, तो इसीलिए RTFQ है. नाउ व्हेन यू विल रिवाइज इट, यू विल रिमेंबर, राइट? ये तो यहां तो उसकी बात कर ही नहीं रहे ना. फॉरेन बैंक्स के लिए वैसे कोई रिस्ट्रिक्शन, देखो फॉरेन बैंक्स के, देखो फॉरेन बैंक्स ज्यादातर कहाँ है? अर्बन एरियाज में है. दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू रूरल एरियाज एंड ऑल, राइट? तो इसीलिए उनके ऊपर बोला गया कि हाँ, यू हैव टू गिव 40% ऑफ प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लेंडिंग, बट ऑफ दैट 40%, 18% नीड नॉट बी इन एग्रीकल्चर, बिकॉज यू आर इन अर्बन एरिया, you may not be able to achieve that 18% loan to agriculture sector. Okay, A is the answer. 183, A is the answer. 184. 184. Let online students answer this. 184 में ऑनलाइन वाले बच्चे आंसर करिए, देखते हैं आपका कितना एंगेजमेंट है. No one has answered it yet. Okay, some answers have started coming. आप लोगों के क्या आंसर्स हैं? B, B for boy और D for dog? Boy. A, D. There is one dog and the dog is right. Both are wrong. Reserve Bank of India surplus transfer to Union government has kept on fluctuating. कभी ज़्यादा कभी कम. Monetary Policy Committee chaired by RBI Governor takes the final decision. नहीं, Monetary Policy Committee is for money supply वाला. It will not decide how much money will go to government. Bank board does it. Okay, 2 is wrong. RBI Central Board approves the transfer of surplus, that is dividend, to the Union government for every accounting year. RBI's Central Board, not मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी, और सोचो ना मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी तो था भी नहीं 2016 से पहले। वैसे तो 2016 से पहले भी ट्रांसफर हो रहे थे, इट्स फॉर पहले मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी वाज काइंड ऑफ कंट्रोल्ड बाय आरबीआई गवर्नर, तो एक डेमोक्रेटिक प्रोसेस बनाया गया थ्रू मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी, बट हाउ मच प्रॉफिट विल बी गेटिंग ट्रांसफर्ड टू गवर्नमेंट इज डिसाइडेड बाय बोर्ड। ओके, तो 184, what will be the answer? D? D will be the answer. Let's go to 185. 185. बोलो बोलो बोलो। देखो अभी एक क्वेश्चन आया था ना, एग्रीकल्चर पे ज्यादा लोन कहाँ से आता है, कमर्शियल बैंक से कि रीजनल रूरल बैंक से। ऐसे ही दिस क्वेश्चन आई मेड फ्रॉम इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया। कोई मैं 2020 या 21 का इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया पढ़ रहा था, वहां पे पैटर्न दिया हुआ था, आई मेड अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम देयर। पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक इन इंडिया होल्ड मेजॉरिटी ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स इन इंडिया, ट्रू और फॉल्स? ट्रू। अभी ज्यादातर लोगों के पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स में ही अकाउंट है। विच इज द लार्जेस्ट बैंक इन इंडिया? एसबीआई, स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, है ना। ये प्राइवेट सेक्टर वाले तो अभी आए 91 से ही, so though they are growing very fast but still it is public sector banks which have highest deposit. One is correct. Two, State Bank of India is the only Indian bank among the top 50 largest banks of the world. जब इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया में वो आया था तो it was not, SBI was at 55. अभी एक बार वेरीफाई करिए, जस्ट टू बी वेरीफाइड लिख दो इस पे, एंड आप लोग खुद पढ़िए कि क्या स्टेट बैंक ऑफ इंडिया हैज बिकम वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट बैंक्स और नॉट। ओके, तो राइट नाउ आंसर इज ए अकॉर्डिंग टू इकोनॉमिक सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया 2021, आंसर वाज ए, इट हैड नॉट बिकम दैट। बट एक बार अभी वाला सिचुएशन देख लेते हैं, मोस्ट प्रोबेबली नहीं हुआ होगा, हुआ होता तो हमें न्यूज में हर जगह आ गया होता, मोस्ट प्रोबेबली नहीं हुआ होगा। ओके, 185 आंसर इज ए। लेट्स गो टू 186। 186 बेसिल नॉर्म्स पढ़े हैं आप लोगों ने? मैंने तो बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाया है, मैंने पढ़ाया है बहुत अच्छे से, मतलब बहुत डिटेल में पढ़ाया है। अच्छा पढ़ाया है कि नहीं पढ़ाया वो आप लोग बताओगे आंसर्स देके। वन 186 याद है ये टर्म्स बेसिल नॉर्म्स के अंदर पढ़े थे? नहीं याद है? कोई क्लास से पहले बिफोर RTFQ यू हैड टू स्टडी दिस, नो? इट्स देयर इन योर बुकलेट्स। नहीं, कुछ भी तुक्का नहीं मारना है, ABCD करके पहुंच ही जाएंगे। पिछले वाले का भी सी आंसर, पिछले वाले का ए तो पक्का है, 47 पे आ गया। अब अकॉर्डिंग टू अभिनव अब SBI टॉप 50 में आ गया, बट आप सब लोग वेरीफाई करेंगे, है ना। अभिनव बता रहे, अभिनव का कोई भरोसा नहीं है, अभिनव इज नॉट एन ऑथेंटिक सोर्स फॉर अस, बट इट्स अ हिंट, we will verify whether SBI is one of the top 50 banks. Now 186 what is leverage ratio? जो पढ़े थे वैसा नहीं है, मतलब क्या पढ़े थे? हाँ देखो, एक चीज बताते हैं, कैपिटल टू रिस्क वेटेड एसेट रेशियो। कैपिटल टू रिस्क वेटेड एसेट रेशियो में हम ये करते हैं, कैपिटल कितना है और रिस्क वेटेड एसेट कितना है, एसेट को रिस्क से वेट करते हो। लेवरेज रेशियो इज कैपिटल टू एसेट रेशियो, यहाँ रिस्क वेटिंग नहीं करी जाती। व्हाट इज लेवरेज रेशियो? आपका कैपिटल and total asset. Total asset means total loan जो आपने दिया है, we will not weigh it by risk. बात समझ में आई? Why did we do risk weighted asset? Because some loans are very good, they are not risky at all, but some loans have high chances of risk. So for that we need capital, and that's why capital to risk weighted asset ratio. But let's say I'm only giving loan to I'm only investing my money in government bonds. तो रिस्क वेटेड एसेट तो जीरो ही होगा क्योंकि रिस्क एसोसिएटेड इज जीरो, बट उसमें क्या एनी अमाउंट ऑफ लोन शुड बी अलाउड, तो लेवरेज रेशियो बोला जाता है कि व्हाट इज योर कैपिटल एंड व्हाट इज योर टोटल एसेट, नॉट रिस्क वेटेड. दैट शुड आल्सो मीट सम मिनिमम नंबर. कैपिटल टू रिस्क वेटेड एसेट रेशियो का नंबर इज 9%, लेवरेज रेशियो हम बोलते हैं 3% इज समथिंग विच इज फाइन. बेसिल नॉर्म्स में leverage ratio of 3%, that is your capital should be at least 3% of the total loan that you have given without considering the weight of the various loans, weight of the various assets. मैं थोड़ा ऊपर से जा रहा हूं जल्दी because I'm assuming you people have studied these things before coming to the class. If you haven't, let me know, मैं अभी दोबारा से समझा दूंगा पूरा. अभी ना दोबारा समझा दूं पूरा? नहीं आप नहीं समझा रहा तुम्हें बता दें? ओके देखो, लेट मी एक्सप्लेन कैपिटल टू रिस्क वेटेड एसेट रेशियो एंड लेवरेज रेशियो. कैपिटल टू एसेट रेशियो सिंपल है ना. एसेट को, और जब हम रिस्क वेटेड एसेट बोल रहे हैं, एसेट इज ऑल द लोन्स दैट यू हैव गिवन, कैपिटल इज योर कोर इन्वेस्टमेंट. Suppose I start with a bank with 100 crore rupees of investment. I start a bank with 100 crore rupees of investment. In that 100 crore rupees of investment, that is my capital. I start taking deposit and I get deposit worth 10 lakh crore rupees. और फिर वो 10 lakh crore rupees I'm giving as loan. Let's say 9 lakh crore rupees after giving some of the money to RBI. But फिर मेरा loan कितना हो गया? 9 lakh crore rupees. What is the capital I have? Only 100 crore rupees. If even 1% of the people default, 9 lakh ka 1% is 9,000 crore rupees. My capital is only 100 crore rupees. This isn't a good scenario. This isn't a good scenario. So what RBI says or what Basel norm says that यार आपका जितना capital है ना, it should be at least a percentage of your, the Basel norm says that your capital should be 8% of your risk weighted asset. It should be 8% of your risk weighted asset. RBI ने उसे 9% रखा है, RBI ने थोड़ा stricter provision रखा है. Now what is risk weighted asset? Suppose I have given loan 10,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees to different people. This 10,000 rupees has gone to government. ये तो डूब ही नहीं सकता, तो इसके लिए कैपिटल होने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज दिस लोन इज नॉट गोइंग डाउन, राइट. दिस मे हैव गॉन टू सम फ्रेंड वेयर देयर इज 50% चांस ऑफ लोन नॉट बीइंग गेटिंग रिकवर्ड. दिस लोन हैज गॉन टू समवन वेयर देयर इज मच हायर चांस ऑफ लोन नॉट गेटिंग रिकवर्ड. तो इनका रिस्क वेट ज्यादा है, इसका रिस्क वेट थोड़ा कम है, इसका रिस्क वेट 0 है. तो व्हेन वी calculate this denominator, we calculate the risk weight thing. जिसमें रिस्क ज्यादा है, जिसमें रिस्क 0 है, that will not be considered. So capital to risk weighted asset ratio is this, and capital to risk weighted asset ratio का requirement है as per Basel norm 8%. Your capital should be at least 8% of your risk weighted asset. But what is leverage ratio? Leverage ratio is capital to asset. यहाँ पे हम risk consider नहीं कर रहे. All the loans that you have, वो, and this should also follow some minimum percentage. For example, Basel norm says that this should be at least 3%. So even if you have given all the loan to government, so your risk weighted asset is 0. So with any capital you can keep on giving as much loan to government, but Basel norm says that this isn't a good situation, है ना? And therefore we need leverage ratio, capital to asset ratio. कि आपका जितना capital है, this capital should be at least 3% of your total loan. Did you understand what leverage ratio is? So this question, leverage ratio is the amount of available stable funding in relation to the amount of required stable fund. ये तो कुछ और ही चीज है. This is not leverage ratio. One is wrong. Liquidity coverage ratio is relative amount of capital to total asset. ये leverage ratio का definition है और ऊपर वाला liquidity coverage ratio का definition. I have switched the definitions. Answer would be D here. Both are wrong. 186 में answer would be D. Answer is D. 186 answer is D. 186 answer is D. D for dog. Both are incorrect. Fine. Let's go to 187. Let's go to 187. Yes, Gautama, I'll take the answers. 187. A, C. Some of you say A, some of you say C. What does Manisha say? C. Manisha also says C. But वो confidence नहीं है. A. Some people say A. देखो, one is correct, है ना? We know RBI has a stricter provision. Capital adequacy ratio requirement. अब देखो, capital adequacy ratio requirement for commercial bank in India has been set higher for payment banks and अब पेमेंट बैंक तो लोन दे ही नहीं सकता ना. Does payment bank give any loan? Payment bank does not give any loan. जब पेमेंट बैंक कोई लोन देगा ही नहीं, उसका रिस्क वेटेड एसेट होगा ही नहीं. Are we getting it? Capital has been set higher than एक मिनट दे दो. RBI mandates a stricter capital adequacy ratio. That is fine. ठीक है. Capital adequacy ratio requirement for commercial bank in India has been set higher. नहीं, commercial bank नहीं. Small financial bank के लिए it's 15%. Payment bank के लिए भी it's 15%. It will not give loan, but it will be investing in government stock. हाँ, payment bank के लिए भी it's 15%. Small financial bank के लिए भी it's 15%. But for commercial bank it is lower. That's why 2 is wrong. Capital adequacy ratio requirement for commercial bank in India has been set higher. No. It is higher for what? Payment bank and SFB. There it's 15%. Okay, that's why 2 is wrong. I'm sorry. 2 is wrong. 1 is correct. Answer is A. Sobe is saying, sir, I have done economics honors, but your economy is better than me. अभी तो I'm not even teaching economy. If you'll come to the class, अभी you may be feeling sometimes कि सर ऊपर से भगा रहे हैं because I have to finish 100 questions in 3 hours, है ना? तो current affairs teacher has its own advantages. Okay. So what is the answer here? A. Answer is A, not C. Capital adequacy ratio में we had जो नीचे डिनोमिनेटर में वो था ना एसेट, कैपिटल एडिक्वेसी रेशियो में दैट वाज रिस्क वेटेड एसेट, whereas leverage ratio में it was just asset. Okay, are you one of my students? नहीं, you're not one of my students. बन जाते क्लास में पढ़ी हुई नहीं चीजें इसलिए. Now PYQ of this thing. Consider the following statements. $188. टेल मी. A, D. Abhinav is saying D. Manan is saying A. Manisha is saying A. शाश्वत बिरयानी चोर. एक दिन मनन ने मेरे लिए बिरयानी बनाई. फिर मनन ने बोला सर को कॉल करते हैं, सर को बिरयानी खाने बुलाएंगे. शाश्वत बोला सर आएंगे तो सारा खा जाएंगे, कम बनी है, नुकसान हो जाएगा. शाश्वत ने मुझे आने नहीं दिया. परसों भी सेम हुआ. शाश्वत तुम निकलो क्लास से, निकलो नालायक आदमी. परसों तो यार मैंने कितना मतलब 5 बजे से 9 बजे तक क्लास ली है कैपिटल मार्केट की. शर्म आनी चाहिए तुम्हें, तुम्हें स्पेशली मेरे लाना चाहिए. आ जाओ. तो 1 इज करेक्ट ना. व्हाट इज रॉन्ग विथ 1? हाँ तो वही ना, कैपिटल का पर्पस ही है ना. फिर से समझो, व्हाट वाज द नीड ऑफ कैपिटल? सम पीपल हु हैव बोरोड मनी, इफ दे आर नॉट एबल टू पे इट, then your capital is there. You will not trouble the depositors. That is the idea behind capital. Why with 100 crore rupees of capital I was not allowed to give 10 lakh crore rupees ka loan? Because even if small number of fail, my 100 crore will not be able to compensate that. Did you get it? That is the idea behind having a capital adequacy ratio. When we started studying capital adequacy ratio, I first explained what is capital, है ना. रिस्क वेटेड एसेट रेशियो में what is asset, रिस्क वेट कैसे करते हैं, रिस्क वेटेड एसेट कैसे बन रहा है, why risk, and why do we need capital, at least like this much capital should be there, so that in case someone is not able to pay back, some account holders are not able to pay back, then this capital will be there to help you. So 1 is correct. CAR is decided by each individual bank. No, it is decided by central bank. Okay, so A is the answer. 188, A is the answer. Let's go to 189. Let's go to 189. Sir, account holders fail or loan holders fail? If you have a loan with a bank, you have an account with the bank, right? Deposit तो नहीं fail, depositors तो fail नहीं होते ना, fail तो loan वाला ही होगा. Okay, let's come to 189. Easy? B? No problem? That is the funda? Okay. $190. Did we study counter-cyclical capital buffer in class? Have we studied it? इतना क्यों खोए? नहीं पढ़ा है तुमने? पक्का? बेइज्जती मत कराना, आंसर करो. नाम क्या है आपका? रुचिता. रुचिता जी आंसर करिए आप. D for dog. The objective of CCB is to increase capital requirement in banking sector. सही है ना? 1 is right. Bad times में you will need to reduce capital because you will need to use capital. In good times, when there is a lot of loan requirement demand, at that time, if capital adequacy requirement is 9%, no, now make it 11%, because you are giving a lot of loans. Good times. Bad times when your loans are not coming back, at that time you can reduce your, because you will be using some of the capital to deal with the challenges. So your capital adequacy ratio can be lower. This buffer can be reduced. Counter-cyclical buffer. Counter-cyclical buffer. We have studied this in class. Okay, 1 is correct. Buffer has to be maintained at 4%. 2 is wrong. बफर 0 to 2.5% में वेरी करता है. So the buffer will range from 0 to 2.5% consisting of common equity or full loss absorbing capital. Therefore 2 is wrong. So A is the answer. 190, A is the answer. Got it? 191. DSIPs. News में भी था recently DSIPs. Some changes have taken place. The UPSC may ask a question related to domestic systematically important banks. Be ready. Tell me. B. You're saying 1 is wrong. Why is 1 wrong? RBI does that. है ना, DSIPs RBI does that. बाकी 2 and 3 are correct. They have to have higher tier 1 capital and higher leverage ratio also. 2 and 3 are correct. B is correct. 191 में B is correct. 192. So 191 में what is the answer? 191 में B is the answer. Okay. We'll go to 190. Deposit insurance scheme in India. A. Only one. Okay. Manisha is saying A. Manan is also saying A. Manisha जो बोल देती है मनन मान लेता है. उसने बोला ए, ये पीछे देख रहा है. तुम दिन को कहो रात तो हम रात कहेंगे. ए. अपने रीजंस हैं, अपने ही रीजंस. और आप सब लोग भी वही कर रहे हो, कुछ बदलोगे? हाँ, सब लोग. निशा क्या जादू किया तुमने? हाँ, डी. आंसर इज डी. हाँ, मनन तुम नाटक ना करो. तुम्हें कुछ नहीं लगा, तुम बस पीछे लगे हो और कुछ नहीं हुआ. देखो, 1 इज करेक्ट. डिपॉजिट इंश्योरेंस इन इंडिया इज प्रोवाइडेड बाय डिपॉजिट इंश्योरेंस क्रेडिट गारंटी कॉर्पोरेशन. ये जिस इज फुली ओन सब्सिडियरी ऑफ आरबीआई. इसमें क्या क्या डाउट है आपको? कौन है? नहीं भाई, आरबीआई का, नाबार्ड का क्या रोल आएगा? आरबीआई का है भाई. आरबीआई बैंक का रेगुलेटर है ना, आरबीआई का है. 2 इज करेक्ट एंड इट्स कमर्शियल इन कमर्शियल बैंक्स इंक्लूडिंग ब्रांचेस ऑफ फॉरेन बैंक्स. हाँ हाँ, प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दिस. डिपॉजिट को इंश्योरेंस दे रहे हैं ना. सपोज यू हैव अ बैंक अकाउंट इन सम फॉरेन बैंक और आपके पैसे डूब गए, आपको इंश्योरेंस मिला है ना, तो फॉरेन बैंक के ब्रांच में भी आपको इंश्योरेंस मिलेगा. कस्टमर को इंश्योरेंस मिल रहा है ना, चाहे वो फॉरेन बैंक का ब्रांच हो, किसी भी बैंक का ब्रांच हो. ओके. द इंश्योरेंस कवर इज अवेलेबल फॉर कमर्शियल बैंक्स, रीजनल रूरल बैंक्स, local area banks, cooperative banks. It covers all commercial banks and cooperative banks except in Meghalaya, Chandigarh, Lakshadweep, Dadar and Nagar Haveli. उसके कुछ reasons हैं और वो we do not have to go into that detail, है ना. All bank deposits, saving deposit, fixed deposit, current account deposit, recurring deposit which are payable in India are covered. Deposits of central, state, foreign governments, deposit of central government, state government, foreign government, they are not covered. Customers को प्रोटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, गवर्नमेंट्स को नहीं. इंटर बैंक डिपॉजिट्स आर नॉट कवर्ड. डिपॉजिट्स ऑफ स्टेट लेवल डेवलपमेंट बैंक्स आर नॉट कवर्ड. वो सब कवर्ड नहीं है. ओके, तो व्हाट इज द आंसर हियर? डी इज द आंसर. 192, डी इज द आंसर. मनन ध्यान दो इधर. 193. जैसे मनन पहले तुम बताओ, फिर मैं मनीषा से पूछूंगा, पहले तुम बता दो। इनमें से क्या एनपीए बढ़ाने में कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है? डी, ऑल कैन कंट्रीब्यूट। श्योर मनीषा, तुम मन को फॉलो करने लगी हो, ऐसे थोड़ी होगा। नहीं, ऑल सेकेंड में भी जैसे ना, जब ये जुडिशरी कोल ब्लॉक्स एलोकेशन ब्लॉक बैन कर देती है, तो अब कोल ब्लॉक्स वालों ने लोन ले रखा है, पैसे फंस जाते हैं। 2G स्पेक्ट्रम का एलोकेशन में अगर कल कोई प्रॉब्लम कर दे, ऑल दोज थिंग्स कैन क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम्स। तो जुडिशरी के डिसीजंस कैन आल्सो क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम फॉर बिजनेसेस एंड thus some things may become NPA. So which of crony capitalism? Crony capitalism is a nexus between businesses and politicians. So politicians will give a call to SBI and will say, दे दो मोटा भाई को लोन। अब मोटा भाई का business may not be good enough, but still loan would be given, and then मोटा भाई will not be able to return the loan. What would happen? NPAs, right? So all 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 may lead to creation of NPAs. 195D. Let's go to, oh sorry, 193D. 193 का answer is D. Let me put a tick mark here. It's D. D for dog. Okay. Let's go to 194. अब ये ना actually S4A sustained structuring of stressed asset again was in news in 2018. Vijay has a good question. Vijay is saying, sir, there was some news that Mudra loan has lower NPAs. That is true, but when you are giving loans which are not secured, can they contribute to NPA? Question is not what is contributing to NPA. Question is what may lead to NPA. That can also lead to NPA. Okay, let's come back to 194. 194. Which of the following statements best describe the term scheme for sustainable structuring of stressed asset? Stressed asset NPAs जैसी situation से, right? It's a considering B. Everyone agrees with B? It is B. B, right? 194 B. 194 B. Fine. Let's go to 195. Special mention account. बताइए। ए, आपने स्पेशल मेंशन अकाउंट पढ़ा है? अपन ने पढ़ा है ना? Special mention account, even before the moment you have missed your payment, your account will become SMA 0. If you have missed your payment by more than 30 days, it will become SMA 1. If you have missed your payment by more than 61 days, you will become SMA 2. 90 days से ऊपर होगा तो आप तो NPA बन ही गए ना. Special mention account is before you become an NPA. It is for early identification of the problem. Special mention account initiative is for early identification of the problem. Early identification matlab even before that account becomes NPA, you are mentioning it under special mention account, and thus precautionary measures can be taken. So one is wrong. Currently all public sector banks are under PCA. No. 2 is also wrong. D. Answer is D. 195 mein answer is D. Okay. 195 में आंसर इज डी. लेट्स गो टू 196. 196. Which one of the following is not the most likely measure government RBI takes to stop slide of Indian rupee? Rupee जब slide कर रहा है, what is something that government will not do? Yes, D. Expansionary monetary policy will increase the supply of rupee and will further lead to its depreciation. Right? So we will not do this. 196 D. 196 D. Let's go to 197. 196 का आंसर is D. And now we will go to 197. Now we will go to 197. This time I need answer from online students for 197. So we had studied two things. One was developmental financial institution, other was bad bank. These are two different things. Developmental financial institutions हमने इसलिए पढ़े थे because long term loans should not be given by banks. Banks are not specialized for long term loans. उसके लिए we should have developmental financial institution. In the past, India has had developmental financial institution and recently measures have been taken for that. So it would reduce the burden of long-term loan to commercial banks, thus reduce the risk of NPA on these banks. One is correct. Two is not correct. Two is talking about bad bank. Developmental financial institution will not take existing NPAs. Existing NPAs will be taken by a bad bank. Right? So what is the answer? A is the answer. 197 में A is the answer. A is the answer. Vijay is asking what is prompt corrective action framework. देखो, what was happening was NPAs were increasing. So what RBI came up with this framework where it said that why are we letting an account become an NPA? An account become NPA when the EMI has not been paid for 90 days. Let us take prompt corrective action. By prompt corrective action, like in the early phase only identify them. So those accounts which have still not become NPA, they are identified as special mention account if they have missed their EMI payment by 0 to 30 days or 30 to 60 days or by 60 to 90 days. उनको SMA 0, SMA 1, SMA 2 में रखा जाता है and accordingly measures are taken to prevent them from becoming a NPA. This is prompt corrective action frame. If a bank has lots of account in SMA, there are restrictions imposed on them by RBI. Okay, so 197 में answer is A. Let's go to 198. इस बार एडिशनल टीयर 1 बॉन्ड्स न्यूज में थे, राइट? 198. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट. हाँ, ए मनन बता तो है, तुम बता नहीं रहे हो. बोल दो ए बोल दो, ए बोल दो, ए बोल दो. ए मनन बोलना चाह रहा था बट मनन को हमने ऐसे टारगेट कर लिया था, मनन नहीं बोल. ऐसा मनन ने पिछले 4 महीने में पहली बार बोला है मुझे आता नहीं है, वरना मनन कुछ ना कुछ तो बोल ही देता था. ओके, 81 बॉन्ड्स नहीं पढ़े क्या? पढ़े ना अपन ने. while studying at 2-3 different places we have studied it. One, while studying the Basel norms only. जब हम कैपिटल की बात कर रहे थे, एक तो कोर कैपिटल होता है, then there is some money that you have got by taking perpetual loans. What are perpetual loans? These are long term loans. इस पे आपको ये लोन के पैसे वापस नहीं करने, तो this money is also available as capital for you to do business. These loans are known as additional tier 1 loans. So additional tier 1 bonds are secured perpetual bonds issued by bank to shore up their capital. नहीं, these are not secured, these are unsecured loans. A is wrong, A is wrong. किसने ये बोला? अच्छा, not true ही तो पूछा है. Which of the following is not true? Yes, A is the right answer. A is the right answer. I'm sorry. 81 bonds are secured. No, they are unsecured perpetual bonds. So अब ना, like for those of you who do not understand it, ऐसे समझो. Suppose I'm starting a bank with 100 crore rupees of my asset. That's my core capital. Fine. So this is available for bearing any loss. If I, while running my business, I bear any loss. Then I can also borrow money. And that money can be borrowed for, let's say, perpetuity. That is, I don't have to return the money, but I'll have to pay interest every year. Let's say I borrow 100 crore rupees of such money, which is unsecured and which is for perpetuity, which does not have to be given back anytime in future, anytime soon in future. Now this money, is it also available as capital for me? इसे हम बोलते हैं additional tier 1 capital. Got it? Because if this money was a loan of 2 years, in 2 years I'll have to return it, so this will not be considered a core capital, but here it's considered that. So one is wrong for this reason, because it is unsecured. So 198 mein answer will be A. I hope everyone gets it. Sorry? Option D. These bonds may be written off when bank's capital ratio fall below certain regulatory threshold. Yes, यही तो न्यूज़ में था. Credit Suisse faced problems. So the company which bought Credit Suisse, first thing it did was it wrote off these loans. Because these were unsecured loans. किसी ने मुझे for perpetuity ये पैसे दिए थे, but my company faced loss. This loan was written off कि यार अभी हम ये नहीं दे सकते, इस पे interest payment भी नहीं, because we are going down. Okay, so these can be written off. Unsecured means not against any collateral or asset. Yes, that is unsecured. 199. Let's come to 199. 199. पढ़ने दो, पढ़ लेने दो. With reference to Bank Board Bureau. Governor of RBI is not the chairperson, no? It's a government appointed body. RBI का chairperson नहीं. A 1 is wrong, 2 and 3 are correct. So B should be the answer. 199 में B should be the answer. Fine. 199 में B should be the answer. 200. 200. कोर बैंकिंग सोल्यूशन. कोर बैंकिंग सोल्यूशन पता है क्या है? ए है. मतलब मनन क्या मारा है? जैसे उसने ये बोला तुमने ये टिक मार दिया. मुझ में कैसे मानूं? देख वो तो है ना. कोर बैंकिंग, जब से ना कोर बैंकिंग सोल्यूशन ये टेक्नोलॉजी इंप्लीमेंट हुई है, you can go to any of the branch of your bank and get services, because with the help of core banking solution all these branches are properly connected. That is the idea behind core banking solution. So it is a networking of banks branches which enables customers to operate their account from any branch of the bank on its network regardless of where they open their account. It's an effort to increase RBI's control. nahi, it's detailed procedure by which a bank with huge non-performing asset is taken over by another bank. That's also not true, है ना? Only one A would be the answer. 200 में only one A would be the answer. अब for next 10 questions just write the answer. आंसर लिख लीजिए, अपने आप से अटेम्प्ट करिएगा. It's 8 PM. I have to end the class at 8 PM. So 201 for 201 answer is A. Let me write it down for everyone. 201 answer is A. 202 I think नहीं एक और है 11 भी है. Okay, attempt the remaining question. कोई doubt होगा तो अपन करते हैं. But today's session was very important because you have seen PYQs. A lot of questions from these sections have been asked. ऐसे ही tomorrow's section, where we'll talk about taxation, where we'll talk about fiscal policy, where we'll talk about balance of payment, where we'll talk about external sector, where we'll talk about exchange rate, all those things. They are very, very important. Every year you will get 1 or 2 questions from there. So just do not do this कि पहले जाके PYQ सारे attempt कर लिए, कल की क्लास में सबसे पहले आंसर करेंगे. नहीं, अपनी पढ़ाई करो पूरी. And then we will solve questions in class. In 3 hours we'll try to solve 100 questions and I'll give you answers for remaining, or I'll make you answer this in the comments of YouTube. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. यार अच्छा, जो पिछले वाले बुकलेट के कुछ क्वेश्चंस पेंडिंग है, मैं इसे कल देख लेता हूँ. कल बिगनिंग में I'll come with this idea कि first I have to solve those questions. Okay, हाँ, I'll take it tomorrow. Thank you.